What's up, everybody? This is your boy, Illis Demeanor, and you are now tuned in to the 50/50 podcast with my co-host,
West, y'all. Thank y'all for tuning in. I hope y'all enjoying the episodes. This is episode number 2. It is now April 16th, 2023. Still big plans coming up. We got Kendrick Green coming up on the next episode for a special guest. Real quick, I just want to let y'all know, man, Android gang all day. Fuck iPhones.
Yeah,
bro.
Because that's what I got, an Android.
Bro, people hate on Android. Android does so much an iPhone can't, and it's all for free.
Yeah, you gotta get Apple Music
or
iTunes,
play,
and stuff to
right?
play.
And
music.
You know who you are and why I'm saying that. That's for you.
Yeah, motherfuckers.
Man, let's just talk about GOATs, man. Let's just get into this real quick. We're going to talk about GOATs of not just one area. We're not just going to stick to UFC or fighting or anything like that. We're going to go into GOATs, period.
So when you say GOATs, what does that mean, GOATs?
GOAT to me is unbiasedly the greatest person at their craft, whether it be acting, singing, being a comedian. If you are just the best and you are undeniable, and you almost have it to where people have to be a fan of you, even if they don't want to be, you're just that damn good, bro. You are the GOAT.
I agree. Yeah, the greatest of all time.
Greatest of all time. So, what category you want to start with first? We got a few here.
Let's start off with UFC.
Okay, we'll go UFC first. Who you got?
The greatest of all time.
I got a few.
I'm going to go with Jon Bones Jones.
Jon Jones, okay.
The reason why is because technically he's never been beat. He does have one loss on his record.
Which is bullshit loss.
Disqualification, illegal elbow.
12-6 elbow, which, bullshit.
Yeah. Which is he was winning that fight, I believe, anyway. But illegal elbow, so they disqualified him.
Yep.
So he has one loss on his record, but he's never been beat. So... and he's a champion right now. He's how many times? 2 times? 3 times?
Yeah. 2 weight class champion.
Yeah. Greatest of all time.
So if you think he is a GOAT based off his record, do you think Khabib is also a GOAT? Because technically he was undefeated, had no losses, no disqualifications or anything. Does going undefeated qualify you as a GOAT?
I don't think it is. I think it's about your resume, like who you fought at that time, like at the top of your game, who you beat. And I feel like at the top of his game, Jon Bones Jones is the GOAT. Like he beat everybody.
He's beat better people than Khabib.
I believe so. Yep.
Khabib does have some decent wins. I mean, we got Justin Gaethje, Edson Barboza, and of course Conor McGregor. But yes, I don't think his record even comes close to what Jon Jones has accomplished in the UFC. Do you have more than one for the UFC? I have a few different ones.
What's yours? Give me yours.
My UFC GOATs, I was trying to do one by each weight class, and really it just kind of boiled down to just who I thought was the greatest.
Okay.
Whether that be their impact, their actual fighting, just whatever. My first off the top was Jose Aldo. I mean...
The beast.
Going a decade without being beat and then to get knocked out by Conor McGregor in 13 seconds.
Yeah.
I think people are quick to forget how good Jose was up until that point. And I mean, he still was good at that point and after, but just that 13-second KO is what most people are going to know
remember
Jose
him
for. Yes.
Yeah, remember him by.
Number 2, of course, Conor McGregor. Fighting double champ status, but the eyes he brought to the UFC.
Yeah.
I think he brought a lot of new fans into, the fighting game that wouldn't have probably watched. Then I got Izzy, of course. But I was looking at who Izzy has beaten. He has beat all top 5 fighters in his weight class at least one time. Robert Whittaker twice. Vettori twice. I mean... He was basically doing like Kamaru Usman. He's about to lap, everybody. And after knocking out Alex, just adding another beast to his resume.
Yeah.
Next was Jon Jones, as you said, and then I got Alexander Volkanovski, which arguably I think he's pound for pound the best fighter after fighting Islam. The dude from
what weight class is he in?
He's featherweight.
Featherweight.
He's
okay.
the featherweight champ right now. He just went up to fight Islam.
Okay.
For the double champ status.
So when you say pound for pound best fighter, like what do you mean? Like in multiple weight classes?
No, I mean like pound for pound. And I'm not saying like he could beat John Jones as in better, but I'm saying like pound for pound. If I stack 10 guys up against this person, you know, do I think they're going to be able to perform and outbeat them? Like I said, John Jones is technically undefeated.
Yeah.
I do question that Dominic Reyes fight. It was very close. Alexander, he's not undefeated, but Alexander now, man, he's on another level.
Yeah.
I mean, starched Max Holloway. He really should have got that second belt. Didn't, whatever. It is what it is, but I mean, he's only going to get better.
So I wanna go back to this. So do you feel like there's different factors that come into play when you say the GOAT? So what
For sure, yeah.
what do you think the qualifications are to becoming the GOAT?
I think it can be a lot of different things. Yeah, of course, personal opinion is always going to be the biggest factor. If you don't like somebody, you're probably going to be hard pressed to give them their flowers.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm trying to do here. I don't necessarily like John Jones, you know, for the shit he does outside, but like he's undeniable in the octagon. I cannot deny that he is a great competitor. Like there's just
Yeah.
So I think being undeniable is one quality.
Yeah.
Personal opinion, like I said, record is important. It's not the most important, but I mean, you can't be like 0-52.
Yeah, you gotta have a win.
You gotta have the wins. Eyes also, like how many people can you get interested into what you're doing?
Yeah. How many people you can bring in to watch you?
And I think that's what Conor did, man. I think Conor brought a lot of fans who, you know, maybe they watched a little bit of boxing, maybe they didn't watch combat sports at all. Maybe it was all football and basketball.
Yeah.
And then you got this Irish dude getting on this mic and, you know, ripping these promos like he was a WWE professional.
Yeah, just Conor, just his marketing alone would set him up there. So let's say that he didn't have like the most wins out of some fighters.
Yeah. And,
just
he doesn't. I mean, he has losses.
Yeah. Just his personality,
Yeah.
you know, and what he can do as far from a marketing standpoint. That right there alone would be like, oh yeah, you know, you said undeniable.
Yeah,
so you'd be like, man, you gotta be in like that conversation when it comes to who's the GOAT.
Oh, for
you
sure.
Got to.
You got to give, whether you whether you love him, hate him, like him, don't care, you have to acknowledge that Conor McGregor is something special.
Yeah.
Same with John Jones. I mean, you're a hater if not.
Yeah, and I also feel like even if you don't watch MMA or UFC, if they know who you are,
yeah, for sure,
you got to be considered.
And I guarantee you, there's a lot of people who has never watched an actual fight and could tell you who Conor McGregor is. I mean, my kids know Conor McGregor, and they don't.
Izzy is getting that way too.
Izzy is getting that way, and I think Izzy is actually doing it the opposite way. Conor, I'm not saying Conor wasn't good at the actual fighting, but I think Conor's mouth and cockiness got a lot of eyes as to where Izzy is almost doing it with the fighting. He is letting the fighting do most of the talking. Izzy can do a decent promo. I mean, look at the Pereira fight, bro. All that afterwards, classic, perfect. The arrows to the speech to everything, just on point.
Perfect.
I know that we always seem to start off with UFC. My apologies to anybody who's not a UFC fan. So let's go ahead and go. Let's go basketball next. Who do you have for basketball GOAT?
LeBron James.
That's your top. LeBron is the
top.
Okay.
Top.
Once again, I put a few down. I got Michael Jordan. I got Kobe. I'll agree with you, LeBron. I'm going to throw two out here that you might not think. Give me your opinion, because I'm not a real big basketball fan, but I know enough.
Yeah, basketball is my thing.
Okay, so these two names came to me because when I think basketball, and like I said, I think undeniable, who is the person that, even though I'm not a basketball fan, I know their name. And one of them is Steve Nash.
I like Steve Nash. He's a great player. He's definitely in the top 50 best players of all time, but I wouldn't put him as the GOAT.
You want to call him a GOAT? Okay.
But he's good.
Okay. And I have Jason Kidd.
Jason Kidd is good too. Same thing, I believe. They have it where it's called like the top 75 best players of all time.
Yeah.
Like they already have, like this is public information.
Yeah.
Like all you have to do is go in and Google top 75 best players of all time.
What is this based
He's
off
on
of?
there. This is based off of
Like points
yeah,
and
because
everything.
yeah, basketball is all about scoring points,
Right.
of course. So points scored. Also personal achievements like MVPs.
Got you. Championships.
Yeah, championships, assists, rebounds. You know,
And I'm sure there's a whole lot we're missing. Of course, KD can be somebody can make an argument for him. Kyrie Irving, Russell Westbrook. I mean, Russell Westbrook. All these big names that you hear all the time. I'm sure there could be an argument made that they could be the GOAT. My number one for basketball, Michael Jordan.
yes,
That was
because
just,
he's the most popular, and when
Yes.
you say undeniable,
Yes.
everybody knows
Yep.
who Michael Jordan is.
Bro, even if you don't know who Michael Jordan is, I almost bet you have a pair of Jordans.
Yeah, yeah.
You know what I mean?
I got a few. But number two, so yes, undeniable, like who everybody knows, no matter if you watch basketball or not, Michael Jordan. Number two, I would say LeBron James, because when you say LeBron James, you're like, oh yeah, he's a basketball player.
Do you think LeBron's over Kobe? Personally, I put Kobe over LeBron. Personal opinion. That may ruffle some feathers. And people might say, oh, you saying that just because he died.
So
I would have said that before he died.
So believe it or not, Kobe Bryant is my favorite basketball player.
Same.
So my personal opinion, I would say Kobe Bryant, but facts wise about the achievements, LeBron is over Kobe. Yeah, because he's the number one scorer in NBA history of all time. Points scored, he's number one.
I thought there was still somebody over him. I know he just beat somebody's top scorer. Who was
Kareem
it?
Abdul-Jabbar was number two.
Okay.
Yeah, LeBron just passed him.
So I didn't know he had passed the number one. I knew he beat somebody, but
Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
and then who's number three? Is it like Will Chamberlain or something?
Let's look. Let's go into it. So top 5 points
Wilt Chamberlain
based off of points.
has put up the most points in a game with 100 points.
100 points.
That's in one game.
Yep. So top 5, LeBron James. Number 2, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. Number 3, Karl Malone. Number 4,
Karl
Kobe
Malone's a
Bryant.
good one. Yeah,
Number 5, Michael Jordan.
Okay.
That's the top 5.
And see, and I didn't even think about Karl Malone, bro. Like, that's a little bit before, like, our time. Like, I still know who the mailman is, like, 100%. But to actual, like, have recollection of him playing, I don't have a lot.
Yeah.
But I remember having the Jordan dunking from the free throw line on my wall. Like, I think every kid our age had that at one point in time. It was just, like I said, undeniable. So that's what topic you want to do the GOAT up next? We got a few here.
Football.
Let's go football. Okay.
Football, number 1, Tom Brady.
I got Tom Brady on
And
there.
that's based off of, again, like his personal achievements of what he did while he's in the NFL. He's been to 10 Super Bowls altogether in his career, and he's won 7.
Yeah,
so
it's
that's
hard
pretty.
to, yeah.
That's pretty impressive.
Yes, it
Nobody
is.
else has won 7 Super Bowls.
And for how long he has been in the NFL. He's retired now, but when he was, I mean, he does have an impressive run. Once again, I wrote a few down. Tom Brady is actually the last one I wrote down because I felt like that was the obvious pick. So I was trying to think a different perspective.
Yeah, who you got?
I got Emmitt Smith.
Ooh,
I got
the most rushing yards
Yes.
in NFL history.
Yep. I got Deion Sanders. And I got Brett Favre.
That's a good 3. Ooh, that's a real good 3.
Yeah.
That's
I almost went Troy
three.
Aikman, but
Yeah.
I know there's a lot of Cowboy haters
Yeah.
that be like, I mean, Emmitt Smith is, but bro,
Yeah.
once again, Emmitt Smith, deniable.
Yes.
Undeniable. I mean,
Undeniable.
you cannot
Yeah.
deny Emmitt Smith.
That's a real good
Yeah.
3 right there. That can be debatable, like those 3 right there, because even though I said Tom Brady, those 3 that you chose, like in their era when they were
Stars.
playing, they were the top, like best player.
Bro, like,
you know?
Brett Favre is like the definition of tough. When I think about like grit and like playing through pain and injury, I think of Brett Favre
His
every
longevity.
time. Yeah, yeah.
Like,
Like without a doubt.
yeah.
So that we got UFC, basketball, football.
Mm-hmm.
Let's go to boxing.
Ooh,
You got boxers?
Yeah.
What you got?
Muhammad Ali.
Ooh.
Number one.
I don't even have him on my list.
What?
I don't.
Fly
I'm telling
like
I
a
was trying to
butterfly,
think.
sting like a
I
bee.
think I got some though that's gonna top it. I'm gonna make you think.
I'll give you three. My
Okay.
top three.
Let's
Number one, Muhammad Ali.
Okay.
Number two, Mike Tyson.
Yep.
Number three, Floyd Mayweather. That's my top three.
Good top three. Good top three. Once again, of course, Ali is the very first one that came to mind.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to try to think from a different perspective. I got more than three. Here's mine. I got Roy Jones Jr., Deontay Wilder, Mike Tyson, Tyson Fury, Julio Cesar Chavez, Canelo Alvarez, Mayweather.
That's a good, but that's five, right?
Yeah.
that's
But I
a
think
good
people
five.
sleep on Julio Caesar
Caesar.
because, well, I honestly couldn't tell you, bro. He's got the record. Is it just because he's not an American fighter?
Yeah, the popularity, because you got to put, going back to how we were talking about Conor.
Yeah.
Like bringing like the eyes, like he doesn't have like that, his name, like the branding, whereas like marketing, I feel like that's
I bet you
why.
there's even
But
like
record,
boxing fans that if you told them, Julio Cesar Chavez, they'd be like, who?
Yeah, they probably wouldn't know.
Knowing
But,
not knowing that this man is a beast.
yeah. I want to say he probably got the best record out of all of those.
It's up there, bro. I know it's in the hundreds, for sure in the hundreds.
He got more wins than
Right.
Floyd Mayweather, even though Floyd Mayweather is undefeated. I think, 51-0, 52-0.
Not counting his little things
His
he's doing now.
exhibition stuff,
Yeah, I'm not putting that on his professional record. Let's go musicians, and then we'll end it with actors. So
That's my favorite.
Who's the GOAT? Well, no, let's flip that. Let's go actors and musicians. Let's
Okay.
put musicians last. So, GOAT actor.
Go actors. I'll give you three.
Go for it.
Number one, Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson.
Okay.
Number two, Chris Tucker. And number three, Denzel Washington.
I give you pushback on The Rock.
Okay.
Only because has he been in a lot of blockbuster movies? Yes, 100%. But can he act? Have we seen him in something other than the big strong guy? I will say, hold on.
No.
I'll give you one.
Well,
Walking Tall.
Walking Tall. Yeah, but he still was
He was
presenting
still
himself as like the big strong guy. The animated movie, Melina.
Moana.
Moana. My bad. Sorry,
Still-
listeners.
Yeah, still a big strong guy
Moana.
though. Maui, he was a demigod. Yeah, he definitely has it there. Like number wise, I bet you he has a lot of like box office hits. Like I said, I just don't think the credentials are there. I haven't seen him in anything that like brings a tear to my eye. And that's what I consider a good actor.
Okay.
I have, and these ain't necessarily my favorite. Like I said, this is just who I think are GOATs. Tom Cruise, Brad Pitt, Denzel Washington, Leonardo DiCaprio, Samuel L. Jackson, Johnny Depp, Will Smith. I think all these guys have range, and they have all done something different. Yes.
Yeah.
And that's what I look for when I want to call somebody a good actor. I look for range. If you're stereotyped to a specific type of role and you can't get out of that, I think you're stuck.
You're stuck. Like a little box.
Look at Vin Diesel.
Yeah.
Can we ever see him in something that's not Fast and Furious today? I don't know.
Probably not.
Now, back in the day, like we was talking about, A Man Apart, fucking great movie. Probably like one of the greatest movies with Vin Diesel, but that's before he was,
who he is today.
I think it actually came out after Fast and the Furious, but like it wasn't Fast and the Furious of today.
Yeah.
It wasn't over the top, this big budget action packed movie. Okay, so let's move on to musicians.
My favorite.
Who is your number one? Let's go number one of all time, and then we'll go through like our list. So your number one, who is the undeniable GOAT?
Undeniable GOAT of all time. This is facts based off a record sold. Elvis Presley.
Oh, hell no.
Yes, it's a fact. It's a fact.
I believe it's a fact, but I'm not putting him, bro. Nope, I can't.
1.5 billion
I can't.
records sold, and this was before streaming even came into play.
Yep.
Because now with the Spotify's, the YouTubes, the Apple Music, all of that. This was actually physical records being bought. Yep. 1.5 billion
you
records
had to
sold.
Get out and go buy the record, and get out and go support this artist.
Number 2, Michael Jackson.
Yep.
1 billion records sold.
The only reason here, let me explain real quick. The only reason I can't give Elvis the credit, yes, he has sold a lot of records, but man, his style is stolen from black artists who didn't get the recognition. Rock and roll was started by black artists. They couldn't be as big as Elvis could because of their skin color. And I feel like Elvis seen them do something great, whitewashed it,
and took it from him.
Yeah. That's the only reason I can't. Man, call me whatever. I know people are gonna be like, this fucking white dude fucking trying to be a white. No, I don't give a fuck. I don't respect it. I'm not saying Elvis isn't good, but then look what happened after he got famous, bro. He got drugged out, got fat, and died on the toilet. I mean, it can happen to anybody, but it is what it is.
Facts is facts, bro. Facts is facts.
He still has the numbers. I give you that. I agree. So Elvis, Michael Jackson.
Madonna.
Ooh, damn.
Yeah, Madonna.
I didn't even think Madonna. So you're going off records sold.
Records sold, like facts. Records sold.
See, I just went off like top of my head who I thought was like an undeniable artist. Okay, who else?
Elton John, Rihanna, Eminem, Taylor Swift, Whitney Houston, Mariah Carey, and Celine Dion. That's the top 10
of records sold.
Records sold.
Now, is that your personal opinion for GOAT?
My personal.
Do you agree with that list? Or would you change it up?
Based off of records sold, because it's actually like facts, like people actually really bought those. I mean, we're going back to undeniable, so I mean their numbers speak for itself. But my personal list, that's definitely not it. Drake.
It's a real good one.
Yeah, out of the last decade, like the last 10 years, Drake has been the number 1 artist.
I got Drake at number 2.
So I got Drake, Eminem, Kanye West, Jay-Z, and Nicki Minaj.
Okay, so you stuck to mainly like rap. See, I started to do the same, and like I said, wanted to do something a little different. So I have Lil Wayne. Ooh. I have Drake, Michael Jackson. For folk music, I have the Lumineers and Bon Iver. You probably don't know them. I got Adele. She's a beast, bro. Jasmine Sullivan. Ooh. Jasmine slept on.
Yeah, bro, for sure.
Fuck what anybody says.
I bust the windows out your
Have you heard Come Pick Up Your Feelings?
Yes.
Bro,
ooh.
Kills that shit.
I cry when I listen to her.
Yeah, see? That's what I'm looking for. Whitney Houston.
Yep.
I got Usher, Chris Brown, Coldplay, and of course, Westside Boogie.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had to do it.
Where's we at?
I had to do it. Yeah. He probably ain't nowhere close to anything like even good record sales, but just when we're talking about music that like touch us and like make us feel something. Same thing with actors.
Yeah.
If you can do something that makes me feel, a different way than what I felt going into it, I can respect it.
Yeah. Why do you think that is? Like Westside Boogie, because he's really, really talented.
Yeah.
Like probably one of the best artists in the world. He could be like if he had like the eyes on him, like all of these other rappers and stuff, like he would be at the top. He would be mentioned like, the Drakes, the Eminems, like the Lil Babies and stuff like that. Why do you think he's not?
To be honest with you, I think it's because of Eminem. I'm just gonna put it out there. Eminem is a great artist, undeniable, but he is not a good promoter. Not only is he not a good promoter, I don't feel like he manages talent very well. With Westside Boogie, he is doing something a little different to where he's not trying to change as much. He's kind of letting Boogie do his own thing, and he's telling him, do you, and just send me what you have when you're done. Instead of like trying to be hands-on and be like, hey, you should use like
change
this Dre beat. Yeah.
Change
he's
this,
He's letting him work with his producer, let him record how he wants to record.
Yeah.
But, I mean, I really can't answer it, man. Because like you said, I believe he has the potential to be one of the best.
Good. The music that you've told me to listen to and music that I've actually went out and listened to on my own, like, it's good.
Yeah.
And I'm not just saying that. Like, it's good. I wouldn't necessarily put it on Eminem. Like, I know he's signed to Eminem's label, but I think
he's also signed to the same label that Black signed to. Mm-hmm. Some people call him 6 Lack because they fucking retarded. Black, his name's Black.
I think it's the manpower over there at those labels, you know, because like you know how you got like the Def Jams, the
wouldn't you think
Atlantics.
Shady is one of the biggest, most powerful record labels? I mean, money wise, not like artists and shit like that, but don't you think they would have the most money behind them? It's Shady, which is under the umbrella of Aftermath, which is under the umbrella of Interscope.
Yeah, and Interscope is big. Too, so if you put it that way,
See, and that's why I just can't see. Yeah. Now, granted, Boogie is featured in the last 2 Creed films, 3 and 2. I mean, that's a big, something to put on your resume.
Yeah, because I had that on my list as.
Did you?
As one of my favorite movies. Yeah, 1, 2, and 3.
Well, let's go ahead and go into that. Yeah. We just kind of like talking about topics, and the thing we came up with was GOATs. We're gonna talk about favorite movies / games, and then we got something that I'm really interested to hear. We got. If you could go back in time and be at any live event, what would that be? So we got that coming up. Right now, let's go into favorite movies. Give me your favorite movies of all time.
Apollo Creed.
Okay.
Yeah, 1, 2, and 3.
I have yet to see the third one.
The third one is nice.
I mean, not even seen the second one all the way through, if I'm being honest.
Dead President.
Good one.
And I like Menace to Society, too.
Agree. I got Menace to Society on mine.
So them is my top 3.
Okay. Top 3? Ooh, shit. I got a few. Okay. If I had to narrow it down to 3, man. Okay. I'll go Fight Club first. Just because, I mean, I love that movie. Yeah. It's my favorite writer. Wrote the book. Chuck Palahniuk. I love his books.
It's a good movie.
Man. I guess I'll go... This Is Where I Leave You for number 2. And man, I got Menace to Society on here. It's on my list, but I'm gonna go ATL for my third if I gotta go top 3. My whole list is Fight Club, Blow with Johnny Depp. Blow's a good one.
Yeah.
Menace to Society, This Is Where I Leave You, Silver Lining Playbook, American Sniper, ATL, Lucy, and A Man Apart.
Yeah.
Just movies that like I'll think of just like randomly for no reason. That Lucy movie with Scarlett Johansson, to where like she can travel through time and shit and like control everything. Yeah, that movie is such a fun concept. Like once again, I've said it a lot on this episode, but undeniable. Like that's something you are interested in from the beginning to the end.
And I'm pretty sure it's a lot of movies that like we ain't even thinking of right now. It's like when you say like, oh yeah, what about this movie? I'm like, oh, how did I forget about that? Like, and then your whole list of change that goes from like to the best rappers, the best singers, the best players. Like you like, oh, how could I forget about this person? Like, wait a minute, like my list just changed.
So I think it all depends on mood for one. There's movies out there that I hear are really great, like the Everything Everywhere All at Once movie. I haven't yet to see it, but I hear nothing but great things about it, and it seems like the type of movie that I would be interested in. Yeah. Did you have anything for games? I didn't have a whole lot on games.
I would say since I'm a huge sports guy, NBA 2K, and Madden, I literally get those every year. I've got those every year since 2017. So I would say those for sure. Also like fighting games. So UFC 1, 2, 3, and 4. Yeah.
I got UFC on mine.
I own those. And Mortal Kombat.
Ooh, that's a classic, bro. You can't beat Mortal Kombat. I didn't even think about it like that. I was trying to think of like big games that I just enjoyed and can play over and over and over. Mortal Kombat, damn, that's a good one. Yeah,
but since I do work in the gaming industry, so and this is facts. Call of Duty is probably the top most sought out, most requested, most played game people still actually camp out and will wait outside for those games. Also, and this is more of like Nintendo, but like Pokemon, Super Mario.
I say Mario.
The classics, people still look out for those. Yep, Zelda. Yeah, there you go. Yeah. So anything like that, so undeniable games, those are the ones. Like
I think I remember playing Zelda: The Ocarina of Time on 64, and that's like and like not only me playing it, but watching my grandpa and grandma play that game and enjoy it. And my grandpa, who has now passed away, like that's a fond memory I have of him because like he was always like this big dude. Like I would never see him play video games or like anything like that. And like I can vividly remember him playing Zelda on 64.
Yeah, Nintendo definitely Zelda. Yeah.
For games, I got The Last of Us Part 1 and 2 just because, man. I don't know if you played them. It's like a movie.
It is. They actually had an HBO special based off of the game.
And haven't seen it. I'm I'm hesitant to see it. I'm also waiting until at least 2 or 3 more seasons come out, if not the whole series, because man, I'm impatient.
I think it will.
Yeah, I'm impatient as hell. I don't want to wait.
When the games first came out, a lot of people was playing them, and then they stopped. But since the TV show, now everybody's going back to playing the games.
I even bought The Last of Us. I had it on number 1. I had it on PS3, and then when I upgraded to the PS4, I went and got the remastered for PS4. Even though I had done played it and beat it, like it's so good, it was worth playing for a second time. And then of course when 2 came out, I got that. I also have UFC, as you mentioned. I'll say Tony Hawk. Bro, those games are wild.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about those.
Yeah,
Pro Skater, Tony Hawk Pro Skater.
PlayStation 1, all the way up until PlayStation 4, the new release of 1 and 2. Like, I had to get it.
I don't even skateboard.
I don't even, like, same thing, bro. And that's the thing. That's a game that, like with Madden and 2K, you probably play like basketball or football or whatnot, or you have in your past.
Yeah.
I've never skateboarded. I can't do anything. My daughter was trying to ask me how to ollie the other day. I can ollie. I can't do it while I'm riding it. Yeah. It's like I had to get off in the grass to make sure I don't fall down and break something.
You gotta be talented to do this.
Nah, man, skateboarding's another thing. I also have Grand Theft Auto.
Classic.
Yeah.
All of them are good.
Yeah, you can't get no better than Grand Theft Auto. And when the next one comes out, man, I think it's gonna be groundbreaking. You talk about how people camp out for Call of Duty, man. I bet you Grand Theft Auto 6. It's gonna be big. Let's go ahead and go to live events. This is if y'all had the power to travel through time, and I do want to hear what y'all come up with. So please comment whatever. If you could go to any point in time to see anything live in person, what would that be? Illest, what you got?
Number 1, since I'm a huge Kobe Bryant fan, when he scored 81 points against the Toronto Raptors,
yes sir,
I would have loved to be there, man.
Yes sir.
So that's number 1. Number 2, Meek Mill, since that's my favorite artist of all time, my personal favorite artist. When he first came out with the song "I'm a Boss" and Tupac back, Rick Ross had brought him out to one of his Maybach Music parties, and when he performed that, like the crowd like went crazy.
So you wanted to be there?
Like I would want to be there and be like, man, because that was my first time ever getting introduced to Meek Mill, and when I seen him perform those 2 songs, I was like, oh yeah, like
that's almost like that Rowdy Rich clip that I sent you when he's performing the box, like over across seas, and the whole crowd is just singing together. I can play that 20 times in a row. And as soon as the crowd picks up and starts singing, pulling up the coupe, the lot, 12, man, like chills every time. Yeah. And there's something about that energy that you want to be there.
Yeah.
And
then number 3, like my last one is UFC 287.
For sure.
When he knocked out Alex Pereira.
Yes.
Like, even though we went to actually watch the fights at Buffalo Wild Wings.
And which was wild enough, bro.
So imagine, like, how we was acting in there. We was, remember, throwing over tables, throwing over chairs.
Bro, the whole place, erupted.
Yeah, imagine actually being there, like, live. Like,
I was probably wild as fuck.
I probably would have tried to jump in the ring.
It was probably wild.
Hug Izzy, man. Like, but yeah, them is my top 3.
So I got 2 of yours. I got the Kobe Bryant. I got the Izzy KO. If I had to give top 3, I'm going to go Conor, 13-second KO of Jose Aldo. I'm going to go with the building of the pyramids, and I'm going to go, if it did happen, and it was true, the crucifixion of Jesus Christ. I want to. Bro, there's just...
Man, before you go in, sorry to cut you off, you got to be a very, very interesting guy to say, like, you want to be there. Like, there's not too many people that would be like, yeah, I want to be
It's not like I want to be there because, like, I want to participate or even, like, I want to see somebody die. It's almost I want to be there to see, like, what happened really that, you know, led to this story that has
the story is so,
transcended thousands of years.
Yeah, I think it's been watered down a bunch, too.
I'm sure it has. I mean, think about it, man. They're walking on water, like, I mean, we probably know that's cap. I mean, if we're just being, like, factual here.
Just imagine if he really...
Bro, if he just come down right now, like, turns his sink on and stands on it, he's like, what now, bitch? I'll still be like, but what does that do? Like, what are you doing?
Right.
Like, your sandals don't get wet. Okay. Yeah. Like, I could buy some never wet.
Hey, Jesus Christ, bro.
Well, that's what I'm saying. But building of the pyramids, I think, would be, honestly, my number one. I'm so interested, and I do not understand it. Like, even when, like, I see people try to explain it, they're like, oh, well, they use channels and water, and back then, you know, there was a river flowing through it, and they No, I don't. I have to see it. It's just, they're so giant, and I think that's what a lot of people don't understand, that, like, when you think of pyramids, you're like, oh, yeah, it's a big pyramid. Yeah. I don't think people understand how big the pyramids actually are. Like, these motherfuckers are huge. And not only that, but back in the day, they didn't look how they look today. They were actually covered in limestone, which would make them almost like a shiny white, smooth. It didn't. It wasn't all jagged. It looks like steps, how it does now. Yeah. Because people started, you know, stealing and breaking it down and tearing away from it. So it was just a solid, smooth surface, possibly with a golden point at the top.
Dang.
That was stolen. So, like, I just want to see how they did it. Yeah. I'm so curious. Was it us? Was it aliens? Was it just slaves, manpower? I don't know. Yeah. So, I don't know. That's just, if we're going over the whole list, I got the Conor McGregor knockout. Michael Jordan flu game, I think, would be wild to see. I got Kobe scoring 81, the Izzy knockout. I guess I'll go with the last Cowboys Super Bowl. I guess I'm a Cowboys fan. Yeah. By, like, I don't know what you call it, like, association. Yeah. Like, my dad was, so, like, I guess it gets passed down to me type thing. And seeing Tupac perform. You know, Tupac, I'm inspired, like, in many different ways by Pac. Yeah. You know, musically, his acting, his poetry, his, you know, philanthropy, his everything. Everything Tupac has done is, like, and he did it, like, in such a short time. Yeah. Bro, he was 27 when he died. Yeah. Think about that shit. He was so young. Wait, was he 27 or was he 25? He was 27, wasn't he?
I believe so.
I think he was.
Yeah. What gets me is, like, Tupac, at that short period of time, like, he did so much, but it was just so short.
I feel 25. Like that's he was 25. That's
yeah, 25. Okay. Yeah. But
I was thinking the Forever's 27 Club, that most famous people, they die at 27. So, okay, think about it like that, bro. He is 25 years old. Me and you are 33. He accomplished more in 25 years than we have in 33. Yeah. I mean, granted, he did live a different lifestyle. You know, he went down a different path than we did.
Yeah, what he did at that short period of time, like, he did so much, and I feel like since it was at a so short period of time, that's why you don't see him on, like, those lists, like, you know, the record sales and the streams and, like, who's the best, because, like, he's
still up there in record sales. Yeah, even though he died at 25. Yeah. I mean,
I don't think he's in the top 10. I looked it up.
He may not be top 10, but he's got decent record sales. Yeah. Like, people always argue, you know, sure Tupac or Biggie, bro. 25. I'm Tupac all day. Yeah. I mean, I'm, like, not to take away from Biggie, but Tupac all day. There's more, I don't know, heart, feeling. Yeah. There's more perspective in Tupac's music than I feel Biggie. Biggie was, like, hardcore gangster. Yeah. And, like, that's all he was. Big player, flashy. Tupac could do that, but then he could also do, like, Dear Mama.
Yeah, which is one of my favorite songs.
He could do Wonder Why They Call You Bitch. He could do Brenda's Got a Baby. These storytelling songs that I feel, I'm not saying Biggie couldn't do it, but Tupac just did it at a higher level.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. So that's definitely like a few things I would like to see live. Man, can we talk about this Bud Light thing? Like,
let's go.
What the fuck is going on?
Let's go.
So, Bud Light comes out and supports, the LGBTQ and trans, and people lose their fucking mind. What is it about, like, you see Kid Rock shooting at it with guns, talking about I'll never drink Bud Light again, whoop-de-whoop. But I went and I seen this video where these people had thousands of cans of Bud Light and they ran it over with a steamroller. Like, they don't understand. You done bought the beer. You done supported the thing you're trying to boycott, for one. And for two, why do you give a fuck? Like, it's almost proving that you just don't want the people that Bud Light is including to be a part of something you identify with.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
Because nothing has changed other than that. And that ain't really changed. Because if you go back and look, it's been that way since 1996. Yeah. They're just doing it more open now.
And what's crazy is it doesn't change the taste of the beer.
No, that's what I'm saying. Nothing.
So
it's just like advertisement and like inclusiveness and putting it out on the label like rainbows or whatnot. And like you got these redneck right-wing fucking Republicans losing their fucking mind. Yeah. And I don't get it. I mean, bro, if like something I love, let's say West Side Boogie, bro, I fuck with the shit in the concerts, got on stage, got to meet him, whoop-de-whoop, womp-de-womp. If he came out today and he's like, yo, I fuck with the LGBTQ, whoa, let's say he came out and said, I fuck with something that I don't fuck with because I don't give a fuck. If you're gay, be gay. I love you still, whatever. Yeah. But let's say he came out and fucked with something that, if he was like, hey, y'all, I'm going to be a Christian rapper from now on. I'm not Christian, but I'm not going to be like, man, fuck him. Bro, you sell out, whoop-de-whoop. I'm going to go get your CD just to burn it. Yeah. It's almost like these people, like I said, they just don't want gay people, trans people.
Personal beliefs, man. It's too personal, and the world is messed up.
I think it goes back to closed-mindedness. I mean, if you were that much affected by what somebody else does with their body, like, bro, that's guys who dislike gay guys. Think about it like this, bro. The gayest thing you can do in the world is be concerned with what another guy does with his dick. That's how I look at it.
Because that means that you're not comfortable in like your own skin or your own body.
Ain't even comfortable in your own skin. How you expect to be felt. Claim to keep it 100. Don't even be real with yourself. Like, bro, that's just facts. Facts. You ain't comfortable with yourself, and that's why you're projecting it onto the world, onto beer, onto like everything around you. Is so fucking weird.
Yeah, like if some random person just walked up to me right now and be like, "Hey, I'm gay," I'd be like, "Oh, okay, cool, man."
Yeah, I'd be like, "Does that have something to do with the context of anything?"
Like, be yourself, man. I would respect them more if they be like, "Hey, I'm gay." I'd be like, "You know what? That's what's up, bro." Because the way the world is going on right now, and you getting so much backlash for trying to be yourself. If you have that much confidence to be like, "Hey, man, I'm lesbian," or "Hey, man, I'm gay," I'll be like, "Bro, that's what's up, bro. Yeah. Like, do your thing, bro. I'm glad that you told me that." Like, that's what I would say, to be honest.
I'll be like, I'm glad that you can be comfortable with yourself.
For sure.
I'm glad that you don't have to feel, I need to hide it. I need to be this type of way. Speaking of which, and let's not say no names because, I don't want to hurt nobody out there. But,
bro, come on, give it to me.
Bro, what is up with Fort Smith thugs being on the down low?
I feel like...
And if y'all know who y'all are, y'all know. Yeah. But it's always these thug dudes, bro. Yeah. That fuck with the same dude.
It's a cover-up. So when you say because they try to be all like hardcore, they try to put on that persona of like, yeah, man, I'm tough, man. Can't nobody mess with me, man. Them down low.
Bro, these be the same dudes. Fucking the same dude everybody else is. And I'm not hating on this dude. I'm actually really good friends with this dude. I'm not going to say his name either. Yeah.
You know, if y'all, and listeners out there, if y'all know some download people, like, hey, man.
Tell them be comfortable with yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Tell them don't hide it. Especially tell them don't have a wife at home while you out here fucking men. For one, not only is it, you know, a risk of not being safe, and you do run the risk of bringing your wife home something, but clearly you're not as happy as you would be being yourself. Yeah,
it's not fair to your significant other or your spouse.
No.
Yeah.
But man, I see it so much and hear about it because, like, I'm telling you, like, this is, like, I would consider him, like, one of my close friends, right? Bro, I get all the tea. I get to hear about all the dudes. Hey, some of y'all are my homeboys. I know you. Yeah. I'm not gonna call you out. I'm not gonna do you like that.
So when you hear about it, do it be like facts? Do they like show you like receipts,
100%,
like text messages,
bro? It can get
photos.
Yes, it can get to the point to where he will send photos of them like getting dressed, leaving his house type shit.
Ooh.
Plus messages, plus like, you know, all this type of shit. So it's not just like him talking shit, bro. This is like 100% fact. And like I said, there's some people that's like pretty fucking close to me. Hey, just know I know, motherfuckers. That's all I'm saying. Know I know. Yeah. I ain't gonna put you out there, bro. I can say some names, fuck up some households. I'm not going to. I'm just saying, hey, maybe that's what makes them happy, you know, doing the sneaking around and whatnot.
Yeah. But see, and that goes back to what we were saying before, man, like them not being comfortable in their own body. Like, I feel like you should just come out and just be who you want to be.
Right.
You know, and it'll at first, it's going to make a lot of people upset because I feel like they'll probably be more upset because they're going to be like, why didn't you tell me? Like, why are you trying to hide it?
But I think it's going to be more of a shocking factor that they're going to be upset because it's going to be like, man, I've known you for so long as this, and now you're that. So they may not even have a problem with it, but like if you was to say like you was gay, it would not change anything at all. Like, but it would just be like,
what would you say if I'd be like,
how the
hey,
fuck
West
did you do that?
West, I'm gay. Did you know I was really gay?
I'd be like, nah, I didn't.
You'd be like, no, you would. No, you ain't playing.
Your wife know? Like,
and I'd be like, she don't know.
She don't know. I'm like, damn, what you doing, bro?
She don't know.
I'm like, so it's like, is you gay like you done it or like you just have thoughts of it? Like, I would be interested, bro. I gotta know. Like, I gotta break it down.
For all the listeners out there, I'm just playing. Bro. I'm just playing. I ain't gay. I ain't gay.
JK. Don't look too deep in my past.
And don't get it confused. I don't have problems with anybody out there, you know, that choose like a different, you know, sexuality or anything like that. Are you gay? Like, be yourself.
Bro, I tell people all the time, like, you can say whatever. Like, there's some transsexuals out there that I think is fine as fuck. I'm talking about like these women is like top tier, like drop dead gorgeous 10s, bro. And you would not know until that motherfucking thing hit your knee. Like, till then you'd be like, damn, she fine as fuck, bro. Thick, pretty, soft, smells good. Like, I don't know. I think, to be real, and like I've had my mind changed on this, like, just recently, especially talking with the friend that I'm referring to. Like, he's really opened my mind up to this, but I do feel like sexuality is a spectrum, and it is so broad. There is no such thing as, like, I'm 100% gay or I'm 100% straight. And, like, even when you hear that, I bet you, like, think in your head, like, well, I'm not any gay. And it's like that old comedian joke where they're like, well, when you watch porn, do you watch a guy and a girl, or do you watch two guys? And the guy's like, no, hell no, I like big throbbing dick. And he's like, oh, damn, I never thought that about myself. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's such a spectrum, and it's 2023, bro. Nobody gives a fuck.
Nobody cares.
I mean, and if they do give a fuck, they're probably somebody you don't want to give a fuck about.
Closed-minded.
Exactly. Man. It's probably a small town, closed-minded, in the closet, dude fucking while his wife's gone at work type shit. You know what I mean? And
there's more closed-minded people in the world than open-minded people.
Oh, 100%.
And like that's
100%.
Bad, man.
It's just, I mean, same thing with, you know, Archie made the comment on our first episode. We do live in the Bible Belt. So a lot of our fundamentals are Christian backgrounds, you know, maybe Catholic. Speaking of which, let me ask you this question, see what you think. Do you believe that religion makes you a better person or happier or, anything like that?
Nope.
No. What do you think being a good person is based off of? If religion is not the answer. Because a lot of people would say, oh, you're a Christian, then you must be a good person. And if you're not, you're a bad person. I think that's closed-minded, but I think a lot of people do think that way.
Yeah. How you treat others.
No, for sure.
And I'm doing a little pause right here because I'm thinking.
Yeah, no, I'll let you think. I'm gonna go and I'm gonna say I think it's all about your morals. What do you stand for?
Yeah.
What do you value in life?
Yeah.
And like you said, how you treat others.
Yeah, how you treat others.
And that's based on whatever. I'm not talking about how you treat straight people or how you treat just religious people. How do you treat everyone as a whole?
Yeah. That
really speaks to your character.
That's probably it. Just how you, basically what you said, how you treat people as a whole.
Okay,
determines if you're a great person or not.
Gotcha. Do you think that religion can help in that way? Do you think that places that have been touched by Christianity are better than places that have no religion or a different religion?
No, because people that claim that they're Christians, they've done bad things too.
Of course, yeah.
They've treated people pretty bad. Mm-hmm. They've held grudges on people, so
they judge others.
Yeah, they judge others, because they say, well, if you are not a Christian,
right,
then you're a bad person.
Yeah, or X, Y,
yeah.
If you don't do what I do. But that's the thing that always gets me, bro. Okay, let's say you're a Christian and you claim to live your life by this book. That sounds like a pretty important thing, right?
Yeah.
That sounds like that's where all your fundamentals lies in that book. Mm-hmm. Wouldn't you abide by everything in that book and not just cherry pick like it's a bag of trail mix? Because that's what they do. They'll tell they'll judge somebody for having an abortion. And they'll call that murder. But then, they'll be wearing two different fabrics at once, which is a sin.
A sin, yeah.
In the Bible. People think that, going back to abortion, people think, God's pro-life. He don't want you to have an abortion.
Yeah.
There's scripture in the Bible where God is praising people and actually telling them to go, to the village of your enemy and kill their babies. He says to dash them against rocks, which other words?
And killing is a sin.
To bash them against rocks.
Yeah.
But in the Bible, if you're killing in the name of your God, it's okay. And that's weird how people just...
Make sense.
Yeah, it don't. It's a whole contradiction. Mm-hmm. And then when I bring that up to people, they're like, well, that just sounds like that's a God you don't want to fuck with. I'm like, no, that sounds like somebody I wouldn't want to worship.
Yeah.
Not that I wouldn't want to fuck with them. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't want to fuck with them. As in, I don't want nothing to do with them. Mm-hmm. If that's the outline for you to be a good person, this book that you're telling me has all the answers in it, but then it's talking about God sending bears to kill children because they said, hey, bald man, to a guy. That's a little extreme. And you don't think God has a sense of humor? He created everything.
Right.
You don't think he can take a joke?
Right.
I just don't think...
It's been rewritten multiple times.
Man.
Multiple times.
And not only rewritten, but had to be translated from different languages. It's originally wrote in Hebrew. And that's where a big misconception comes when they say, the first rule of the 10 Commandments is thou shalt not kill. I tell you, it's a mistranslation. It's actually translated into thou shalt not murder. You can kill an animal for food and you can kill a person in self-defense. You cannot commit murder, which is illegal killing. So, like you said, it's been translated,
so many different times.
But think about it, we have a King James version.
Yeah.
Think about that for a second. And that's what most people say they go off of.
Yeah.
Bro, there's a king. His name was James, and you are going off his version of the Bible. And people don't even, that doesn't even click when they go, yeah, I read the King James Bible.
Yeah.
Do you know what you're saying? You're reading a remix of God's word, supposedly God's word,
But it's been written by King James. It's the King James
to fit
version.
Yes. It's the King James version.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
That to me, like, even as a kid, I was always like, wait, what? How is there more than one Bible?
Mm-hmm.
You know, you got Old Testament, New Testament.
Yeah.
How do you remix the Word of God? If God said that this was law back then, it should still hold up today.
Yeah.
Because God knew about...
Because you're going back on God's Word.
Exactly.
You know, because you're taking bits and pieces out of, like, the original book and saying, like, oh, okay, well, God said this, but let's change it to this.
Yep.
So then, yeah.
Same thing with, like, paying your tithes.
Mm-hmm.
Like, how come... it's always something that benefits a person. Like back in the day when people did it, it wasn't money.
Yeah.
They would, pay in like livestock or clothes or food. Today it's money. What does God need for, or what does God have a need for money? He doesn't.
Yeah.
He's God.
Yeah.
If there's a God. And I'm not, back in the day I would have said I was atheist. Like I would have like debated anybody and told them God does not exist. Show me evidence. Now that I've grown, and psilocybin mushrooms is a big help to this, like it has made me see how arrogant that sounds.
Yeah.
For me as a person to say there is absolutely no God. I can say statements like, I haven't seen any proof personally. And when you ask people like that, they usually go, well, I had a feeling that let me know that God was real.
Yeah.
Cool. That's not testable though.
Yeah.
If we take 10 people and put them in your exact situation, and then they pray for whatever it is that they thought would, fix that situation, is it going to work every time? That's how you test to see.
So going off of what you just said, I'm not for sure if I told you this before, but what did it for me is my great-grandparents or my grandmother and stuff, when she got sick, rest in peace, she passed here like not too long ago, a couple years ago. But when she passed, they always would say, okay, we're going to pray about it.
Right.
And hopefully she will get better.
Yeah.
And she got worse.
Yeah.
So that's what done it for me, because I'm like, you're praying to the most powerful, or however you want to say it, a God, to heal her, to make her better. But day by day, she got worse. We prayed every single day, and she got worse.
Right.
So I'm like, why are we praying? Like, stop praying.
Yeah.
Like, stop praying. Like, that's in my head. I'm thinking, stop praying, because
you don't say it out loud,
she's
though.
getting
You don't tell
worse.
them.
Yeah, I don't tell them, but in my head, I'm like,
So,
I don't want to pray anymore. So when they would pray, I would leave the room.
Right.
And
that's respectful, bro. And that's the best way to do it. Instead of, like you said, you could have been like, why are we doing this? This is silly. Like, she's clearly sick. And not only that, but like, I think I even told you this, like, when people get sick and they start praying to God to help me get better or whatnot.
Yeah. I don't think that's real.
Do you don't think God had the power to not have you get sick in the first place?
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, you don't think God could wipe cancer? If we were talking about God, how it's described in the Bible, He is all powerful and all good. If that's the case, how do we have so much evil in the world?
Right.
And I know a lot of y'all right now are probably screaming if y'all listen to this.
Yeah.
And y'all are like, it's free will. Free will is why we have evil, because people choose. Okay, I get that. And I see your point of view. But I'm not talking about man stuff. I'm not talking about a person killing another person. And then someone like being like, oh, why didn't God protect them? Okay, you could say that was a man killing a man. So that's, free will. I'm talking about like natural disaster shit.
Yeah.
Shit that we have no control over. I'm talking about earthquakes that kill thousands, floods that kill thousands, tornadoes that kill, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, shit like that will happen. And I hate seeing this, bro. And it happens. It never fails. A tornado will come through the South and it will wipe out a town, right? Kill hundreds. But it won't touch the church. And people will go, look at that miracle. Bro, that same tornado just killed hundreds of people.
Yeah. How is that a miracle?
How is that a miracle?
Yeah.
Same thing with the story where, like, this house burnt down. And, like, everybody in this house died. But there was a Bible that wasn't burnt. And they were like, it's a miracle. Everybody died in a fucking fire.
Yeah.
Where's the miracle?
Right.
And like I said, I am not saying there is no God, because that is so arrogant of anybody to say. Because I have no clue. But I'm just saying, if we're going off, like, facts.
Yeah.
I'm not talking about faith, because faith is the exact opposite of facts. Faith is to believe without evidence. that is having faith in something. I'll say this. I can't see it being the Christian God or a Muslim God or like whatever God. I can't see it being that.
So what do you think about this when they say, I pray I get this job today? You know, or they're in a financial burden and they say, man, I pray for some money.
Yep.
You know, I don't believe in that type of stuff too. For money, I believe you have to put the work in. You have to go out there and pretty much get what you want.
Of course.
You know, same thing, you know, with a job. Like if you get the job, it's not based off of because like the
God
Lord
was like,
helps you get the job. It was like you just got picked for the job.
This gas station is for you.
Yeah. Like, you know what I'm saying?
I always say this when people say shit like that because I know exactly what you mean. I hear it all the time. Like that's something Bryce Mitchell just touched on when he was like, if you want to see my proof in God, I will show you my wife.
Yeah.
And all I could think is like, you can say without a reasonable doubt God exists because you got some pussy.
Yeah.
But yet there's kids out there being raped and getting cancer and all this other shit. But you think God was granting your wish to get you a girl and ignoring the kids being raped, all the bad shit.
Yeah.
That
like who are you?
Yeah,
like you're just one person.
Same thing with a job. Like, do you think God gives a fuck if you have the job or not?
Right. There's people out here that can't get jobs. They're starving. They have no home. They have no clothes.
Bro.
Yeah.
Like that's, and it may be like, if there is a God, I'll say this: God could 100% be real, but I believe He 100% does not intervene in our life at all. If He's real and created everything, because I mean, we don't know how it happened. We speculate on the Big Bang. I'm not going to sit here and tell y'all that's facts.
Yeah.
Like, it's just a speculation of what we have.
Like He made the trees.
You know?
Yeah.
I mean, think about it like this. Even by the Bible standards, they say, you know, on the first day, God did this on this day.
Yeah.
And then, like, on, like, the fifth day, God made the sun. There's no days without the sun. So how, if that's not the first thing He did, how do you know the passage of time, you know? And they really believe like the earth is only like 2,000 something years old.
Yeah, it's been written. It's written. That's why.
Well, anything I could write anything on a piece of paper. It's not gonna make it true. But yes, that's why I said I would love to go back and see the crucifixion, or be there to see where it all started, like what really happened.
All right. So let me ask you this. So God created the first human being, correct?
Yeah. And by the book, Adam and Eve, yes.
All right. So, and then people had to go back and then the world was already created when this first human being was made, right?
Yep.
So how could that human being even know what God did?
Because back then He talked to him. He
said like, hey, I created, I made this grass. I made this.
Yep. If you read the Bible, He like, there was an open conversation to where like He would tell them. But then like.
And they believed it. They was like, oh, yeah, man, yeah.
Well, I mean, yeah.
Cool.
Okay, but think about it like this. Like you just said, okay, if God made... Bro, this was a lie that I believed my whole life up until recently. Like, because, you know, they say Eve was made from the rib of Adam. And that's why men have one less rib than women.
Yeah.
That's a lie. Bro, we all have the same amount of ribs. Yeah. And I believe that shit.
Yeah, two ribs.
2 ribs. No, we got 2 sets of ribs.
Well, 2 sets of ribs. Yeah. You know what I mean?
It's like a 2-piece. Like, let me get that Jerry Nose 2-piece. No.
Yeah, the ones that the humans got.
Okay, so like, if there's the thing, bro, think about the. Okay, so you got Adam and Eve. They have kids. Where does the rest of the people come from? Are we all product of incest? Because that's what it would have to be. Adam's gonna have to fuck the kids, or Eve's gonna have to fuck the kid, like, to be able to regenerate people. It's just because
their kids had kids. And then their kids had kids.
And that's all incest. You can only populate with within the bloodline before genetic effects start to fuck you up. Yeah. Like if you look back at the royal like family back in the day, like when like we had like real like king and queens and like the royal bloodline, they thought people was really royals, bro. They would keep it in the family. So like you would like have first cousins marrying. And if you go back and look, bro, like these people's jaws started to like become distended. And like they was just like really big chins, and
That's
it was
crazy.
And it was being because they were a product of incest, and they kept inbreeding over and over and over
with their own family,
with their own blood. Family, yes,
yeah.
Because they were thinking, crazy. Let's keep the bloodline pure.
Yeah,
we don't want to mix with the poor folk or whatever they thought of.
That's my daddy,
peasants.
uncle, cousin,
it really
brother.
Yeah. And like that's what I'm saying. It can't happen that way because you can only get so far before life is no longer viable at that point. Because babies are going to stop developing because you done fucked up the gene pool so much. It just like, have you seen that thing with the Dalai Lama where he tells that kid to suck his tongue? Bro.
What?
Yeah, the Dalai Lama. So the Dalai Lama is like a high priest of the Buddhist religion, right? He's he's a monk. This kid came up and was like, and he was like, kiss me on my cheek. And he did it. And then he was like, I think on my lips too. And the kid did it. And he was like, now suck my tongue. Told a child to suck his tongue. Like, in front of it's on video.
Yeah.
Like.
That's some perverted type.
Yeah. Bro, there's something wrong with, and like, I ain't gonna say no names. There's somebody who gets real upset with me because I bring this up all the time. And I talk about how big, child molestation is within the Catholic religion.
Yeah.
And how, I'm trying to tell her, watch out for, your nephews, they're Catholic or whatnot. And I'm just telling you heads up. And she's like, you just don't want nobody to be religious because you don't believe it. No, y'all can do whatever the fuck y'all want. I'm just telling you there is a bad history of priests and fathers and whatnot molesting, especially boys.
And that's facts.
That's facts.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's weird that, when you take a man and you turn him into a holy man and you tell him, now you have to swear off sex, that, it changes them into this fucking monster that wants to, touch on little kids. Where I think it'd be better to just be like, okay, you can fuck and be a member of the church. It's all good. It's not that serious. Because making them be celibate is clearly fucking up their head. Yeah. And now they're touching little boys, and these are just the people that's supposed to be the connection to God. Yeah. There's no way God's allowing this. I just don't get it.
Yeah. That's crazy.
It is crazy. And like you said, it is facts. Y'all can look this shit up. Yeah. I mean, it's well known.
I guess they feel like they untouchable, and they'd be like, "Oh yeah,
they really are though." Is the problem because
we untouchable? Would nobody believe? If I did this, so they're coming to me for answers, so I can do whatever I want to do. Yeah, yes.
Bro, you're in a position of power, and that's the thing with just how we talked about humans don't like being told what to do. If you give somebody a little bit of authority or power,
they're gonna abuse it.
They abuse it every time.
Every time.
Same thing with our government. I mean, anybody in a position of power who says, "Oh, I'm 100% good. I ain't corrupt at all," bro, you doing some shady shit. I don't know what it is, but there's some shady shit going on. I can't believe that Dalai Lama thing, bro. That shit blew my fucking mind. Telling a little boy to suck his tongue. This shit's the most wild, fucking insane. And in front of people, and they were they try to play it off oh, he was joking. He likes to joke like that. That's crazy as fuck.
Yeah, that is crazy.
Okay. Well, with that being said, let me ask you this. Since they're trying to play it off as a joke, I want to ask you something about comedy, and I want to get your thought on this.
Yeah.
Do you think there's a line in comedy you can't cross? Because, look at Chris Rock at the Oscars. Made the joke about Jada. Will got up, slapped him. Yeah. Big fucking debate back and forth. People was like, well, that's why you don't cross that line and joke about somebody's family. Yeah. Do you think there's a line in comedy?
I don't think it should be.
You don't think there should be?
Some people think that it should, but I personally don't think it should be because it's all about making a joke about whatever topic you're talking about. Right. I don't think they should take it as serious as what they do. Yeah. What Chris Rock said, I don't feel like he should have been slapped about it.
I agree. I don't even think it was that bad. Yeah,
I kept replaying that clip over and over.
Did you think it was staged? at any point in time? There was a point in time where I was like, is this like promo for something?
Yes. For when I was watching it, I was like, yeah, this gotta be staged, because I was like, why would he get up and slap him for that?
And then why would Chris he even leans into it?
Yeah.
And Will, it's just like it looks like a movie slap.
Yeah, and after he got slapped, he was kind of like, oh,
yeah,
like he slapped the shit out of me. Yeah.
He about to cry. Out your fucking mouth.
Yeah. Okay. See, so I was like, man, they gotta be staged, man.
Right, like, sad boy hours at the Oscar for Will Smith. I don't know, man. I agree with you. I do not believe there's a line in comedy. I do not believe that there should be a line in comedy. And my reasoning for that is, okay, if we ask Will Smith, what don't you want us to joke about? We have to then go and ask all 8 billion people in the world, what don't you want to be allowed to be told as a joke?
Yeah.
And by the time we are done with 8 billion people, we're going to damn near have nothing.
No comedy.
No comedy.
Yeah.
Like,
the business is gonna shut down. There's not gonna be anything.
I mean, think about it. You're gonna have people who's like a bus driver. He's like, well, I don't like bus driver jokes. Okay, well,
you can't talk about bus drivers.
Can't talk about bus drivers. And then somebody's like, well, I work with children, so children are off limits. Okay, take kids out. Well, I'm a dog lover. Don't talk about dogs. Yeah. And then by the time you ask 8 billion people, what can we not talk about? We have nothing to talk about. And that's why I believe personally, it has to be all or nothing. And me, personally, I would hate to live in a world where comedy isn't allowed. Yeah. Because, man, I mean, comedy has got me through some rough fucking times. You know what I mean?
Comedy is tough, man. That's a different beast, man. Like, if you can make somebody laugh about talking about something that really, really sensitive, you know, and you can make them laugh, because just in general, like, if you can make somebody laugh, like,
let alone let it be a fucking topic like they care about,
about
kids or bro, and that's people don't understand that is so hard to do, to take a topic that is serious and make you look at it in a different way and be ate to laugh. That's art.
Let's say you pissed off for the day at whatever reason, and then somebody come in and be like, oh yeah, he mad because I ate his sandwich, or you hungry and you really, really wanted that sandwich. You be like, mad, oh yeah, you mad, man, because I ate your sandwich, man. It was good too, bro. Like, the best part of it was that it had some peanut butter on it. Man,
you mad over 2 pieces of bread, motherfucker.
Man, shoot, man, you made it just like how you wanted it to. Man, you put some extra stuff on it, huh? Yeah, bro.
Rubbing salt in the wounds and shit. Yeah, but bro. No, it's words, bro. But I'm also the type of person that I don't give words a whole lot of power either. I do think words can be important, when used correctly. But when you go to a comedy show or you see a comedian doing what a comedian does, you should automatically take everything as a joke. Yeah. You should be able to disconnect from real life and all your problems and just enjoy the experience and know, okay, he's going to talk about some serious shit, but he is trying to
make you laugh.
Exactly. Yeah. And if you can't sit and enjoy a fucking hour and a half, loosen up. Don't go to the comedy show. Yeah. To think you can get up and assault somebody for saying something is insane. And people applauded Will Smith at that time. Even people on Facebook was getting on me talking about, because I was like, man, that's bullshit. Will's a little bitch. And they're like, well, Jada has alopecia. I don't give a fuck. Y'all make it sound like she had cancer. Yeah. And even if she did have cancer, he wasn't making fun of her for having cancer.
He wasn't.
Or alopecia. Yeah. He just made a reference to her having her head shaved and made a G.I. Jane joke.
G.I. Jane joke, because G.I. Jane had her hair shaved in the movie.
It had nothing to do with no bullshit alopecia, cancer, nothing like that. And, bro, the fact that people was even comparing alopecia to cancer, it's just, it's a reach. They must have long ass fucking arms.
Yeah, just like I said, I was really, really playing it over and over and over, and I was trying to put it in Will Smith's perspective and be like, all right, if he would have said what did he say that would make me want to slap somebody?
I think it was just Jada.
I'd be like, let's say if my wife was like had some type of like sickness or disease and she lost all her hair, and like he made a reference about her, like would I get up and want to slap? Yeah. But then I was listening to what Chris Rock was saying, and I was like, I couldn't. I was like, and that's, I don't know, man. I was just like, I can't see how you took offense to that. Yeah. That's not gonna make me want to get up and like.
That's the thing. We could all sit and like create a scenario to where like, okay, if he said this, I would have got mad. Yeah. But we have to go off what he actually said. Yeah.
I was like, man, like,
because my kids give me that shit all the time. They're like, well, I don't want somebody talking about my mama. And I'm like, why do you give a fuck if somebody you don't know and they don't know your mom says something false about your mom? I didn't get that my whole life growing up. Yeah. When people was like, you ain't gonna talk about my mama. Yeah. I'm kind of like, y'all can talk about mine. I don't give a fuck. Like, it don't make it real. Yeah. And even if it is real, then who am I to get mad at it? Because then it's a fact.
Yeah, see?
Like, I can't get mad at facts. I look like a fucking punk if I get mad at facts. That's like 2 + 2 = 4, and I'm like, ooh, you motherfucker. Like, you know,
man,
you didn't.
Bro, it is 4, bro.
It is 4, bitch, bro. I want it to be 5. Like,
see, you can't. Yeah, it's a fact. 2 + 2 is 4.
And also within comedy, when you show somebody what makes you upset, bro, a real comedian is gonna be like, gotcha, bitch.
Gotcha, yeah. Gotcha. And then they gonna keep on going too, because everything is a joke. So then if they see that you upset about
it,
they gonna
get you. Done, bro. He should have doubled down. And he should have, like, I don't know what, but like he should have, like,
he gonna come on stage and try to slap me over a joke. This joke didn't have anything about Jada, but now I got you. Like, now I'm about to get you.
Wow, she didn't have no goddamn hair. He slapped the fucking bitch bald, like, for real, some shit like that.
Oh man,
you cannot show, and not just with comedy, with life in general, bro. You cannot show your hand, like.
And going back to that, that's how Chris Rock used to be. Gotcha. Like, that's how he used to be.
Bitch.
So man, if he would have did that, I probably would have definitely thought it was staged, though, if he would have did that. Because then I would have been like, oh yeah, he's trying to get the crowd into it.
That was another thing that I had too wrote down. I had goats of comedians. Yeah. And I had, I didn't have Chris Rock. I had Dave Chappelle. Eddie Murphy. Yeah. I got Louis C.K., Tom Segura, Martin Lawrence, Cat Williams, Andrew Schultz, and Shane Gillis. Bro, Martin Lawrence, when I was a kid, Run Tell That comedy special.
Yes.
I watched that shit over and over. Jam. Yes. Bro. Do you remember Comic View when we was growing up? Yeah. Me and Tajon would fucking watch Comic View, and I'm talking about like we would come to school the next day and just like recite, like I remember, I ain't got no chicken for you, fat man. Like I remember all that shit.
Yeah, those type of episodes. Like when we would get out of school, I would literally run home just to watch those shows, man. Like, cause that's what I would like. Rap City, The Basement,
106
in Park. 106 in Park, Soul Train, like stuff like that, man. I would run home and be like, oh man, Def Comedy Jam.
Bro, I had to catch 106 in Park. Like that was like, bro, Free and AJ. Yep. Free was fucking bad back in the day. Like I had to.
They would do their Freestyle Friday when they would do their battle on Fridays. Fury. I had to be there. Like I'd be like, man, I would get upset. Man, I missed Freestyle Friday. Man, dang, bro. Like my whole day is ruined now because I missed it,
bro. Man. Blind Fury on that motherfucker. Who was the Asian dude?
Jen? Was it Jen? Yeah, Jen. Yeah, bro.
Jen was dope. Blind Fury still does his thing on fucking online.
Yeah, he does, bro. And when he do his little hand and stuff, bro, I'm like, boy, he about to get off, bro. He about to get off, bro.
I got 2 fat blunts and 2 fat bitches. This motherfucker be going,
bro. And I'd be like, he can't even see you, and he can tell you everything that you got on. Like, how is that even possible?
Somebody gotta tell him, and then he'll sit there and come up with the word, bro. I remember, like,
I don't think people would tell him. Like
he was just, he was doing it. He was just like, you got the Lakers jersey on, but it's not the number 8, it's the 24. Like,
he can smell it, bro.
He can smell it. This motherfucker, bloodhound.
Or he'd touch it and be like,
imagine it before the battle.
That don't feel like a number 8. That feel like a number 24.
I touch your face to see if you ugly as fuck. Like,
bro.
You feeling their face. He's like, ooh, bro. Shit. You
bro,
ugly motherfucker.
And when I was watching it, I felt like he like had some type of special power because I was like, he's blind.
Yeah.
And he can literally tell you everything about yourself and he can't see you. Like, how is that possible?
And that's the thing, like, they almost couldn't come back and attack, like, him being blind, because if they did, then, like, you know, they're taking, like, a low blow almost. Yeah. That's, like, low-hanging fruit. You don't want to just be like...
And the crazy thing is like, on most of his freestyles, he would start that off like, I know you're going to talk about me because I'm blind. He did that old Eminem and then you like... Thing. Dang it! Yeah. Like my whole freestyle was like done now because I was gonna make up my whole freestyle about you being blind. Yep. And he's like, I know you about to say that.
All that fucking power away, and that's the point, bro. Like, if you let people know what affects you, they're only whether it's in a rap battle, in comedy, in just a roast section, like with your homie, like it's gonna happen. You got to keep your shit, you know, close keep to your composure.
Yeah. Because it'll eat you alive, bro. They'll use that against you.
And it ain't hard to smell out. Like, if I start touching on something and I can tell it's a soft, like...
I feel like you would. Bro, like, me knowing you, like your personality, like, if you know, like, it's going...
touch on that motherfucker. I'm going to see how far I can take it. Yeah.
Boom, boom, you gonna pick at it, like...
Like, your middle toe stick out too far, don't it?
Yeah, don't it?
That shit fuck with you, huh? Like, you be stubbing that bitch first.
I see it, bro. You purposely let the toenail...
you try to make your toenails be the length.
You purposely let the toenail grow, huh? You don't clip that one on purpose, huh?
You paint your toenail skin color trying to make them look like part of your toe. I see, motherfucker.
Man, that's
bro,
funny.
You can't let people fucking know. And that's, but it also goes back to, like I said, bro, words don't affect me. I say that, but, like, you could probably, like, say something to piss me off, but, like, overall, in general, I'm not gonna give a fuck.
Yeah.
I can't. I just...
Yeah, get over it.
I ain't got enough energy to, like, really give a fuck. Like, I got 3 kids I'm worried about, bro. Why do I give a fuck if you think, like, I'm not cool?
So let's talk on this one. So if someone says anything about your kids, would that, like... blow you over the top? You like, oh, you didn't.
No, it's happened. People's tried it. Like, I've had people like, and it. Instead of getting me mad, it makes me feel more sad for the person talking. Because I've had a air quotes uncle. He was uncle by marriage, got divorced, whatever. Like, when one of my daughters was like 12, I think. Like, it's been years ago now. Like, he tried to make a comment about like her being a hoe. And I'm like, she's 12.
Yeah.
Like, you have to be pretty pathetic to, like,
to say
stoop that low.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And, like, you're doing it just because, like, you don't like me or whatever. And you're taking that out, like, on a child. And, like, that goes back to,
what made him think that, though?
He just didn't like me. And, like, we were getting into it.
He would go low and be like, man, I don't like you, man. Your daughter, oh.
Yeah. That's 100% what it was. Like, my daughter and... I guess it was technically his granddaughter or like best fucking friends and whatnot. And so like when his granddaughter, my niece, would go over there, I guess she would talk or whatever. I don't know how I got started, but somehow I got brought up and he was like calling her a hoe and a whore to like the granddaughter, telling her like, you ain't gonna be like that hoe. I'm like, that's a 12-year-old who don't do anything. Like, we don't even allow him to like run the streets, like the neighborhood.
Yeah.
Like, I don't even mean like run the streets, like how like, I don't know about you, but bro, like, I stayed gone when I was a kid. Like, from the time I was up, like on summer vacation especially, the time I was up to like nighttime, and I don't even mean like when the street lights come on. I'm talking about like past that.
Yeah, you wouldn't be
out.
home.
Yeah. And no cell phone, no checking in. Like, I had friends that had to do that, but like I didn't have to do that shit. But my kids don't live that type of life. Yeah. So to like just it doesn't get to me, especially if it's something not true. Like that. Like, you're calling her a hoe. That just shows me how, like, for one, unintelligent you are. And clearly you know nothing about my daughter if you have to, like, resort to, like, degrading her as, like, an adult woman. How you would a woman. Which also makes you look fucking weak. Yeah. As a man. Bro, if you're a man,
is your wife hoeing around on you?
Yeah, and that's like, and that's
your wife hoeing around.
Your insecurities coming out, and that's what you can see. That's another thing, bro. When people like degrade women for like their body count, but then like will praise their homie for the same shit. Yeah, I never got it. And it's and like I can say I'll gladly admit that having daughters had like opened my eyes to this shit. But like it's sexist in the worst way. We'll high five my homie like, oh man, you fucked on the first night, way to go.
Yeah.
And then like if a woman does it, we're like, you fucked on the first night.
Yeah, I don't get that either, bro.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's the same action, and people can make fucking whatever they want. A key that opens every door is a master key, but a door that opens to any key is just a shitty door. Like, fuck all that. We're not doors. We're not locks.
Yeah.
We're people. Women should be able to be as loose or as tight with their body as they want to be.
For sure.
They want to go out there and fuck 100 dudes versus if they want to fuck one dude for the rest of their life. That's your call. That goes back to the whole like, let people do what they want to do. And I just don't get it now.
Yeah.
Like I said, yes, having daughters did open my eyes to that. But I mean, I think I always kind of felt that way because I was raised by nothing but women. Like I had one grandpa who was like in my life, like my whole life. But like other than that, it was all women. From grandmas to moms to aunts to, you know.
Yeah.
So it just, I never got it. I never got the double standard.
Yeah, that's what it's called, double standards.
That's exactly what it is. Yep.
Yeah, I don't get that either, bro. Cause like I feel like with me growing up, I never was the type of guy to like go and sleep with a lot of different women or different girls. You know, so when I seen that,
and as a guy, they'll down you for that. Like dudes will be like, "Oh, you ain't fucking."
Yeah, man, you. What's wrong with you, bro?
Yeah.
What's wrong with you, man? You gay?
Yeah.
I see that would say that, man. You gay? And I'd be like, that's just ain't me, bro.
Yeah,
that's just ain't me.
Fucking sleep with everybody, like
yeah. And then same thing going vice versa. If I knew that a girl was sleeping around with a lot of guys too, I could be like, man, that ain't my thing, man. So you know, I can't really date you because that's just not my thing.
And I think that can be something we can look at. Like, I'm not going to judge the woman for sleeping with a lot of dudes. It is going to, like, I won't say automatically make me, like, be like, I could never be with you. Yeah. Because it all depends on the woman. But, like, there is preference.
Yeah.
And that's a double standard as well. Because if men have preferences, we're pieces of shit. A woman can say, I don't want a guy unless he's 6 foot and taller.
Yeah.
If a man goes, well, I don't want a woman unless she's this weight and under. The woman is a preference. The guy is an asshole.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Double standards.
Double standards. Yeah. And it goes both ways. I mean, women do it to us. We do it to them. Two wrongs don't make a right.
Yeah.
You can say it's equal. I don't see it that way. I think it's all just like.
Would you ever? I got a question for you. Would you ever date a woman that wasn't financially stable, didn't have a house to live in, didn't have a car to drive, nothing like that, but you liked her as who she was as a person? Yep. Would you be like, oh yeah, I can be in a relationship with you?
Does she make me happy?
Yeah.
Like she's my piece. Yeah. She just don't have anything right now.
Would you date her?
I'm not saying that I want to take care of a woman like that. But who's to say, like, she won't get a job? Just because you don't have it now, I'm not looking at you as, like, you'll never have it.
Yeah. What if she had a history of, like, it's been 5 years?
And she just didn't have a job? I think I would, like, ask her, like, you don't have any, like, there's nothing you want to do? Because I understand the feeling of not wanting to work for others and, like, make somebody else rich while you do, like, all the hard work and break your body down. I get that, like, completely. So if like she was saying something like that, she was like, look, I'm just trying to find something that benefits me.
Yeah, and it's been 5 years and I ain't found nothing that I like.
5 years isn't a long time, bro. I'm not, it does kind of seem like it, but really, 5 years ago, think about it. It's 2023. Bro, COVID was 3 years ago. Can you believe that?
Yeah.
Like.
It seemed like that was a long time ago to me.
It seems like it was yesterday to me. Like, I feel like we was just going through the mask routine and like, wait, do I gotta put it up? Wait, can I have my nose peeking out? Nope, my nose. Like, bro, like time goes by so quick. Even like think about our childhood. Fucking, we're 33 now. 13 was 2 decades ago. That's crazy.
It don't even seem like it.
No, it doesn't.
Yeah.
I remember 13, like, 13 was kind of like, of course I was conscious before that, but like, I have all my like good and bad like
That's when you jumped off the porch.
Yeah, my core memories are like around 13.
Yeah.
I started doing some shit at 13. Like, I was out there, like, fucking with girls, and I shouldn't have been. Like, I was just young, bro.
Yeah.
Like, young. So, would you, okay, you asked me would I date a woman if she wasn't financially stable. Yeah. Would you date a woman with a super high body count, but she was, like, your piece? Like, she made you happy. And not just a super high body count. Not like she came from Miami and has a super high body count.
Yeah.
Like she fucked all your homies. Could you do it?
I couldn't, bro. And that's honest.
That's cool.
Honest opinion, I couldn't.
And that's preference. That's just how I am
as a person. Because, like, if I be like, for example, let's say me and you were best friends.
Yeah.
And the girl that I was dating, like, you had a relationship with her and you slept with her, I'd be like, dang, man, Wes my best friend. Like, you had a relationship with my best friend. Like, he know everything about you. See, and I'd be like, I can't. That's just how I am. I'm like, man, I can't.
I agree.
Because I'd be like, man, he know everything about you. He know what you look like without your clothes on. Like, he know he know your mom, your dad, your brother, your sister. He know what you like. He know what you don't like. Like, he dang near. He dang near
screaming. Like,
he dang near in a relationship with you right now, but he's not. I am. So I'd be like,
I get that.
That's just me. I can't.
But I'm also the same type of person to where, like, and I know dudes that can do this, bro. They can, like, show, like, naked pictures of their women to, like, friends. Mm-hmm. Nah, that's mine, bro. Like,
you know how my wife is.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, like, bro. She don't play.
Well, clarify for the audience. Your wife don't want you seeing anybody's pictures. He was like, you know how my wife is. Like, it made it sound like she was like, share my picture, Sean. Go ahead. No, she don't want, like, dudes showing you pictures of other women.
Yeah.
But I feel where she's coming from, because as a man, if any woman sends me a photo of their like body in any kind of way, that's a private photo that was for me, who am I to be like, yo, check this out? Like, especially if like this is my woman. If you're my woman, that shit's getting locked the fuck down. It's getting hidden, like passwords, all kinds of shit, because that's for my eyes only.
Yeah.
And I would be hurt if she was to share that with other people. So who am I to do it?
Yeah.
So, I mean, I could do the not financially stable. You say no on the high body count. Okay, let's say high body count, but it's not from around here. High body count from Miami, and everybody she slept with is in Miami.
I would definitely ask. So I'd be like, okay, so you have a high body count. Were you in a relationship with those people?
She's like, yeah, I was with, whether it was 3 months or 6 or whatever, we was in some kind of dating situation.
Yeah, I probably could.
You could?
I probably could, because I'd be like, I don't know him.
Yeah.
Probably never gonna, never gonna see them. They don't know me. I don't know them. So,
see, I do feel like we shouldn't judge people for their past, especially for like something like sex, because us being men, of course we like sex, and if we're with a woman, eventually we're going to want sex. Like I think it's weird, like when you talk to a girl, and like you even like start to swerve around the conversation of sex, and they're like, oh, you think you about to get that here? To be honest with you, yeah. At some point in time, yeah, I do. And if I'm not, then let me know, because I mean, to some people that may not be important, but I think most, if they're being honest, like if I'm with you, yeah, that's kind of like, it's not the goal or the end game. The end game, I'm sure, is like marriage, retirement, living with you forever. But like, yeah, sex is definitely on my mind. Why would it not be?
What if they say we can only have sex? We can't have sex before we're married.
Does she have kids already?
Let's say she does have kids.
Get the fuck out of here. Get the fuck out of here.
I respect that.
Get the fuck out of here. I respect
that.
Bro,
I respect
if you got kids, if you had a kid, and you wasn't married before, and now you want me to lock it down.
What if they said, well, I didn't have sex with my child's father until we got married?
I'm still gonna be like, you done, like, that, it's done been broken. Like, the car's got miles on it at this point. Like, you can't take the miles off the car.
Right.
So now you want to lock down the pussy.
Yeah.
Like,
well, I'm just trying to wait for
like,
trying to wait for the right one.
And I get that, and I do like.
Or the second one.
The Mr. Second Coming.
For the second one, I messed up on the first one, so now I'm trying to make sure the second one.
That was just like a fucking what do you call it? A trial run. Yeah, I'm trying to find the right one.
I end up getting a baby out of it. I messed up.
Bro, when like, especially when they have like different kids. Or like different baby daddies, multiple kids, and they have like to be like, hey, you gotta marry me first. Mm-hmm. I feel like what's his name, Kevin Samuels.
Yeah,
I'm like, bitch, get the fuck out of here. Like now you taking a vow of celibacy. Yeah, like after you done fucked all these dudes and had these kids. Yeah, and now I'm even trying to be. I'm not just trying to fuck you. I'm trying to be with you, and you're telling me like, I gotta wait till I can get a ring and get a wet like For one, let me say this. I could never marry a woman without having sex with her. Now, hear me out. That may sound bad at first, but let's say
So you have to have sex with her first.
First. Yeah. And here's my reasoning. If we're not compatible sexually, like say we waited till marriage to have sex and then we have sex after we get married and it's just bad. Like, don't like the same shit. We're not willing to compromise. Like, it's just bad. Now I am stuck in this situation. Or I have to go pay for a divorce, and who's to say she's not going to say, well, give me half of it. Like, all that. I believe you have to know a person. I'm talking about not just sexually, but like, let me see who you are when your order's fucked up in the drive-thru and you're 10 minutes late for somewhere. You know what I mean? That's you. Yeah. Not like this smiling, fucking happy-go-lucky. Like, no. Like, take your walls down. Let me see the real you.
For sure.
And yeah, we have to be compatible, like, in the bedroom before I marry. Yeah. I may never get married again, to be real with you. Like, I wanted to do it once, be one and done. Shit didn't work out. I mean, I probably won't try it again. Yeah. It would have to be like...
Yeah. So this might be a little bit too personal for you, so tell me if it is or not. But why do you feel like your marriage didn't work?
A lot of reasons. I can be the bigger person and say, honestly, majority of the blame is probably on me. Majority. That's not to say she didn't, have flaws and faults of her own. I'm just gonna say that the shit that I done, I could see where she's coming from to where she's like, I don't want to be in this no more. 100% agree. But I don't think it goes the same way. I don't think she can look at it and be like, okay, well, I fucked up here. And I can see to where, like, that's hard on you. Yeah. Because, like, there's a lot of mistrust. There's, like, some cheating that happened that, like, was never talked about till after the fact. And it's kind of like we talked about, like, we built this life together. We have these kids together. We have one child each from a previous relationship, and then we have one child together. I adopted, her daughter, who I view as a daughter, like always have.
Yeah, and that's big. That take a big role for you, or a big step for you to even do that. Sure. Like, that's huge.
And I agree, but I've also been in this little girl's life since she was 10 months old. Like, both of our daughters were 10 months old. They were 3 days apart. Like, you couldn't have planned it any better. Yeah. They're 10 months old when I come into this little girl's life. Yeah, she is about to turn 15.
Yeah, that's basically
you know what I mean? Yeah. And there was no father figure present. Like, it wasn't like she's going to go to dad's on the weekends. Dad was doing his whatever.
Yeah, so you literally raised her from 10 months old. Yeah. Yeah.
And
full time.
I can honestly say that there was a time to where, like, I was spending more time with her than my own daughter because I didn't have custody of my daughter at the time. I got that later in life. Yeah. When they were like, it was probably like 4 or 5-ish.
Yeah. Did you fight for that custody?
It wasn't a fight, but I got custody of her.
You got custody of her. You wanted to.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's big. Well, that's big. Not a lot of men would do that. Yeah. I know more like deadbeats that be like, oh, okay.
Oh, for sure.
You know what I mean? Like, my kid's not in my life. Man, my the wife or the girlfriend or the baby mama don't want them to be, like, it is whatever, man. I don't care, man. Just let it be how it be. You know, I'll see them, my kids, when I see them.
Yeah.
But for you, I see them,
if I
see them before.
No, I was definitely a dad that was like, I'm going to make sure I see my child.
Yeah.
You know, my baby mama lived in Fayetteville at the time, and I was making the trips back and forth. You know, there would be times that it'd be the week to take her home. Bro, we would drive all the way up to Fayetteville to drop her off, and we'd get there, and my daughter wouldn't want to get out the car. She, like, didn't want to go.
Yeah.
So we would just drive right back to Fort Smith with her, and just be like, okay, I'll bring her back next weekend or something, you know?
Yeah.
But it got to a point to where her mother hit a rough patch, whatever you want to call it, and we got her one weekend, and it's just like she never left. Like, her mother never was like, bring her home on this day. And it started to get to the point where we were like, hey, we need to know what to do. Like, because she's about to become of age to, you know, be enrolled in school. Yeah. And stuff like this. And insurance and doctors, like, well, what do I do here? If you're not stable to, you know, have her, then I'm going to go ahead and, you know, apply for custody. Yeah. And, like, I was super cool about it. No child support. I put that in there. I don't want no child support for my baby mama. Only thing I said that she needs to be responsible for is transportation to get her and bring her home.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
Like,
that's huge, bro.
It is, but at the same time, I think put a woman in that situation, she's gonna hit you for the child support plus everything else she can get. Yeah. How many times you see it, and it sucks to, like, have a guy.
That's a fact too.
Yeah.
There's more women that does that.
Well, and even if I was to put child support on her, bro, I think I would have had women look at me. Women. Yeah. Even though, like, if they would have done the same thing, I think they would have looked at me as like, well, if you can't raise her on your own, why are you getting custody of her? You shouldn't need child support while receiving child support. Like, and it just blows my mind. And it's like, oh, because I'm a man, I should be able to do it alone, and I shouldn't have to burden that woman with child. Like, I just didn't want to fight. I didn't want it to be a fight. You know, so I told my baby mama, you know, we'll put it in the papers. You know, no child support. But no, me and my technically wife, still married on paper. Like, we had a good run, man. We got together when we was 18 and 19 years old. Like I said, I'm 33 now. That's a long fucking time, bro. And we just grew as people. And, like, not only did we grow up into, like, the people we were going to be for the rest of our life, but then we also had the problems along the way that, you know, slowly starts to pull people apart. And kids can be a big thing, man. Like, she'll want to, like, get onto the kids for this, to where, like, I don't see it as such a serious thing. I don't know. There's a lot of instances where, like, let's say cussing for one. I'm not big. Like, it's words.
As long as you don't need to be cussing.
Like, well, I don't care. Like, I don't give a fuck. I honestly don't. If they want to cuss at home. Like, I don't want to hear fuck being the every other word out their mouth. Like, fuck, motherfucker. Like, I don't want to be some Jan Silent Bob type shit. But, like, yeah, just, like, here and there, I don't care. Don't do it around other adults that you don't know. Be respectful. Don't go to school talking fuck this, fuck that, you know. Once again, be respectful. And, I mean, if you can do that, then I'm cool. I'm not, like, I'm going to be more strict on things that, like, are really important, like your grades. Like, don't be doing drugs. You know, shit like that. I would rather put my time and effort into making sure my kids ain't doing that than saying, hey, don't make that sound with your mouth that is a bad word, you know, air quotes.
And do you feel like their mother has a problem with you on that?
She definitely did when they were, like, a little younger. Now that they're, like, almost 15, like, she still will, like, yell at them. If, like, we hear them in the room and, like, one of them's like, fucking bitch ass motherfucker shit ass bitch, like, she'll be like, hey, language, you know, like, tell them to, like, chill out, because that's over the top. But, like, if they're in their room and you hear, like, shit or fuck or, like, don't care. It's not, I'm not, bro, you gotta pick and choose your battles. That's not a battle I'm about to have, because I don't see it as important. I would rather, like I said, instead of me bugging them about watch your language, I would rather be bugging them about
report cards.
Are you acting good in school? Are you being a kind person? Are you being respectful to me and your mom?
Yeah.
And that's not like cussing. Like, they can't cuss like at us. They can't be like, fuck you. That's
different.
That's totally different.
Yeah.
Like, that's back to disrespect and whatnot. I'm also the type of parent who I don't believe in telling my kids because I said so. I hate that. I hated it as a kid, and I hate it as an adult. If you're going to tell your children no,
and they say why,
I feel like you at least deserve, or they deserve,
an explanation on why.
Now, some people are going to be like, nah, fuck that. It's because I said no. I'm the parent.
Yeah.
But think about how your kid sees that. It's going to make them feel like, damn, I'm not worthy to know why.
Yeah, it's going to make them want to do it anyway.
Of course.
Yeah.
And that's why, like, I will. Like, if I say something they don't like, yes, they're 100% allowed to be like, well, how come, or why this? And I'll be like, well, this. And I'll give them, reasoning.
Yeah. Make them understand.
Try to.
Why you, try to understand.
Because sometimes, no matter what you say, man, kids are going to be kids.
Yeah.
Sometimes they'll be like, can I do something this weekend? I'm like, well, your grades you got F's. Your teacher's been calling every day. You've been fucking up in school. No, you can't do nothing.
Yeah.
And they'll still be like, but. And I'm like, ain't no but.
Ain't no but. Yeah.
But.
Do you feel like giving them, like, I guess you can call it a goal, will help? Like you say, for example, you said, hey, you got bad grades. You've been acting up in school. Like, if you, when report cards come out next time, if you have good grades, then you can start going out to go hang out with your friends.
Not only like a goal necessarily as like a reward, but like make them see it as like it's achievement for you. It's not for me. Yeah. Like, if you want F's, what the fuck ever, you're just gonna have to like work harder as an adult later.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Like, I promise you would rather focus in school, get good grades, go to college, get a cushion job versus being a manual laborer. Like, I'm real with them. Like, I try to tell them all this shit.
Yeah, and that's good.
And the biggest thing I can like encourage parents out there to do with your kids is allow them to question everything. I don't mean just you. I mean everything. Because as long as you teach them to ask why or how come, they're always going to be curious. They're always going to be getting new information. And they're going to be open-minded. So that's a big thing I always tell my kids. Question everything.
Yeah.
Like, same thing with religion. I tell them you can be whatever religion you want. But if they say something that doesn't make sense, ask.
Yeah. I think communication is the key. And that goes back to relationships. Like, I feel like if you don't communicate and tell me what you like or don't like,
how can I
know? Like, if there's a problem, like, let's
sure.
say I'm in the house with my girlfriend or significant other, and every day I come in the house, I take my clothes off, my shoes, and I throw them right there in the front of the door. I don't throw them in the dirty clothes bin. I don't throw them in the washer. Like, I throw them right there on the floor. And my significant other is like, man, like, why? How come every time he come in here, he throw everything right there in the door?
Instead of saying something to you, they just let it build
and they just
up.
do it, and I keep doing it every single time, and they keep picking it up. Sooner or later, they're gonna be like, God damn it! Like you've been doing it for the past 5 years. You've been doing this. I'm tired of it. I'm out this relationship. I'm gone. And then you like,
and you like, I never even knew there was a problem.
And like, I feel like that's what relationships fail the most, is because communication. If you're out in the club, if you're a party person and you go to the club every weekend or every other weekend, your significant other is like, I really don't like him being in the clubs all the time.
You're like, I don't give a fuck.
And then you're like, man, but you letting her, she's letting you go to the club. She's not telling you, and
how do you know?
You having the time of your life.
And you think she's cool with it? Like, you just partying on? You're like, man, my girl's cool as fuck, bro. She never says anything, and then you come home one day and all the shit's packed.
Yeah, and then you be like, where you going? Wow. I'm getting sick and tired of you going to the club every weekend. You've been doing that ever since. Yeah, see? So that's why I say communication is the key. Number one, communication. You have to communicate. And then also you have to be able to compromise. So like if you like going to the club all the time and your significant other doesn't let you or doesn't like you going, you got to sit down and be like, all right, well, if I really, really care about this person, and I really want to be with them, and I like going to the club, do I gotta stop going to the club now?
Is the club more important?
Yeah, exactly. Is the club more important? Is it
more beneficial to you, happiness-wise, versus this woman? Whether it be the club or anything. Always gotta ask yourself that. Yeah. I think that's another thing, and like in my relationship, that felt like there was no compromise on, I'll say, like on her part. Like I would be willing to compromise. I'd be like, well, what you want me to do? You know. But at the end of the day, I'm grown enough to take majority blame and be like, it's probably me. I was doing dumb shit. Just, I don't know. I was doing dumb shit as a result of something she had did years ago that like I just found out about, and kind of like I spiraled. So I can say it's me. No problem.
That takes a lot for you to take the blame and be like, yeah, man, okay, like it was.
She's also always been, and I tell people this all the time, she's always been a better mother than a wife. And if you would ask me 10 times would I prefer a better wife or mother, 9 times out of 10 I'm gonna say I would prefer a better mom, because that's for life. You know what I mean? Like that one time I'm probably gonna be like, man, it would be nice to have a good wife though, like that loves and supports and caters to me. But no, at the end of the day, I want a better mom for my daughters, especially because I have daughters. I don't know how to show them how to be women. Right. I can show them how a man should treat them, and I fall short on that sometimes. I'm you know, I'm not perfect. The best I can do is show them like, hey, I fucked up. This is where I fucked up. I apologize to you. And that's something else grown-ups don't want to do, bro. They don't feel they should apologize to children. Because they're like, well, I'm the adult. I pay all the bills. Yeah, but if you said something stupid because you was mad because your child was being stupid, back to two wrongs don't make a right. Man, just say sorry.
Yeah, and that goes back just like how you said, like relationships and being able to tell like someone that you're sorry. Like it doesn't necessarily have to be like your husband or your boyfriend. It doesn't, no. Like you could say for your kids too, relationships, man, you gotta be able to compromise and be able to talk to your kids too, the same way you talk to your wife or your husband or your uncle, your mama, your daddy. I feel like you should be able to like have those same type of conversation with your kids too. You know, so yeah, but
no, I agree. Hey, communication is key. Compromise is important. I mean, that's like you said, any relationship, friendship, partnership.
I got another one for you.
Go ahead.
Can you still be with the mother of your kids and like still stay in that same household with them, even though you're not married to her? Like,
you can't, like me personally?
Yeah, you personally?
Yes and no. Like we can and are, but we're not for much longer. It's not, I don't know how to explain it. It's because like we still get petty sometimes and be like, and try to argue as if we're together when like we're not at all in no way, shape, or form. So like it's always better to not, if you're done, like it's better to not stay in the same household, just because you clearly don't have the same feelings for that person, right? So why keep them around? And then you can't be as free as you want to be. I mean, some people can. Some people do what the fuck they want. Like, they'll bring a girlfriend over. Like, I mean, I'm not about to
we ain't together, man. So don't worry about it. You just stay here.
I mean, if I go out and hang out with somebody, the same thing with her. If she wants to go to the club, which like, and she tells me all the time, she's like, well, you hate when I go to the club. Well, I ain't got to like it. But I never tell you can't go, or I don't tell you what you can't wear. Like I may make a comment like, "Oh, you gonna wear that?" Like, okay, you know. I don't have to like it. It's not for me to like or dislike. You know what I mean? I can have my opinion of it. You don't have to give a fuck about it. So you can stay in the same household. Is the best thing for children? Probably not. I mean, unless y'all can just like come to an understanding, we are not trying to move on and be with anybody else, and like we'll be respectful. maybe then, but no, I don't recommend it. I really don't. Especially when your kids get older and they start to know shit. Like, kids know a lot more shit than people give them credit for, bro. Like,
you guys aren't together.
Yeah. Well, see, they knew that shit for a long time.
Yeah.
Like, years ago.
Yeah.
Like, why you sleep on the couch all the time? Like, yeah. But it is what it is. Like I said, in the long run, my kids are going to be happier.
Yeah.
And, bro, I can't beat that.
Yeah. That's what's more important
to you. It really is.
Yeah.
I mean, don't get me wrong. At the end of the day, I think my happiness is important too. But I would be happy if they're happy, so it's like a win-win.
Yeah.
And I think she would be happy if she was alone and whatever. Like, so I'm for it.
No, I respect that.
Yeah.
I respect that.
It is what it is.
Yeah.
And man, it's not the first time it's my first marriage, but it's nowhere close to my first relationship. And most definitely won't be my last. Well, I say most definitely. I mean,
you got your eyes on somebody out there?
Bro, it's hard to get to, like, talking to people.
Yeah.
You know? Because, like, you'll do the talking phase, and then, like, they either, like, go ghost completely or, like, you lose all interest. Like, I know you ain't been in, like, the dating game in, like, a long time, but, like, especially with social media, this shit's so weird. It's almost like, are you for me or are you for, like, somebody to entertain? And does that mean anybody at any time? That's what I don't want, bro. Like, me personally, I don't want somebody who's going to be easily entertained. Like, if you're talking to me, I don't want another man to be able to walk up to you and catch your eye, just be like, damn, you beautiful.
Yeah.
And you be like, oh, you fucking melt like butter. Yeah. Like,
respect.
But I think that's any man, really. Like, what man, well, no. Some men like to share. I was just about to say, what man wants to share his woman, but
you never know.
But I had somebody, I ain't gonna put names out there again, but
you
like,
always know something. You always know somebody.
This is me personally. Yeah. I had a couple reach out to me talking about you trying to hook up with my wife, and I was like,
"Was you considering it?"
Realistically, no. I was considering how to say no.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
I didn't know how to be like, nah.
Just say no. Just be like, nah, man, that's your wife.
I felt weird, like, I felt rude. Like, because think about it, bro. If you was like, look, if you like.
I feel rude saying, nah, man, I don't want to share your wife.
Because look at it. Look at it this way. If I'm offering you, like, if I'm like, hey, you want to fuck my wife? And you're like, nah, I'm going to be like, what's wrong with my wife? Yeah. You know, like, you don't like my wife? And really, like, your mind is thinking, nah, I'll fuck her. Like, don't get me wrong, but I don't want to fuck with you. Like, cause that's what you want to do. You want to, like, Treyway this bitch on some 6ix9ine type shit, and I'm not going.
Like, Treyway 6ix9ine.
Yeah, I'm not. I mean, I'm not saying I could never ever do that in my life, but definitely right now I'm not doing it. I gotta hopefully, like, knock on wood, I got a long life to live, but and like,
so you would.
Maybe at some point. Right now, I wouldn't in my life. No, I can 100% say no. But if I'm 45, who's to say? I don't know. That's with anything, bro.
You give a time frame.
I mean,
when I get 45, I'm
not even necessarily giving a time frame. I'm just saying, like, I'm an open-minded individual.
Yeah.
And I would damn near consider myself a trisexual, meaning I would try anything once just to be like, I mean, I guess we'll try it. Oh, God, that ain't for me.
Yeah.
But you never know till you try.
Yeah.
Like, everybody says that shit. And, I mean, it's true. But then they're like, oh, so you would try to suck dick? I mean, me right now, 100% no. But who's to say I don't fucking, like, have a whole different lifestyle when I'm older? Like, I don't know. Would you ever try to suck dick?
No.
You had to think.
No.
No, bro. You had to laugh.
No. I wouldn't.
You put a real thought process into it.
I wouldn't. Because I don't like that type of stuff.
Okay. Could you hook up with a transsexual?
No.
No? You answered that one a little quicker. The dick was like, you put some thought into it.
Well, I had to think of what you had just asked me. I had to think of the question.
So if she's a baddie, a 10, you wouldn't? All right, let me ask this question. All right, let me ask you this. This is a controversial question, but let me ask you this. What's considered more gay in your opinion? Hooking up with a trans woman or a trans man?
That's a good question. Both of them I wouldn't want to do.
If you had to pick one, if I was like, hey,
you
wait, gun to your head. You got to hook up with one person in this room.
You gonna shoot me, bro?
You gonna take a shot?
I'm gonna take a shot,
For
and that's
what?
just my honest opinion. I'm gonna take a shot to the head, man, because I'm just not into it.
You would die versus sleeping with. One of them is a biological woman. You would rather die than to just sleep with a woman? Think about what you're saying. You would end your life.
Think about what you're saying.
I mean, really think about it. You would end your life. Versus,
I would make. It's hard for me to say right now because I would have to actually be in that situation. If that makes sense.
Hey, y'all, go ahead and come. No.
Like, I have to actually be in that conversation because there's a lot of things that I could say that, like, no, I wouldn't do it, or yes, I would do it. You know, but.
Okay, so here's what I'm asking. Would you rather hook up with that, right? For everybody listening, I'm showing him a picture of Buck Angel, who is a biological woman.
That's a woman?
That's a woman. Biologically. It's a man, but it's a woman.
Yeah. Was born as a woman.
Born as a woman.
Yeah.
Has a vagina. So.
Like a man.
Yeah. Muscle, tattoos.
Don't look like, ain't no woman in him. Don't look like it.
Hey, well, when he takes his little things off, yeah. So, would you rather hook up with that?
I mean, of course.
Okay. But now, this is a biological man. Yeah, for everybody, I'm showing him Sammy Vanity on Instagram.
Sammy Vanity. That's
Sammy.
Oh, Sammy Vanity?
Yes.
That sounds like a weird name. So, if, like, what's your name? Sammy Vanity? I'd be like, you a guy.
I don't know if that's her real name. But
you a guy.
So you would rather hook up with the first one than... I'm asking you personal opinion.
Yeah.
Just preference-wise.
Yeah.
Which one would be worse?
So that's the first guy that's dressed like a girl right there now?
That's a bio man.
Those are the two. So those two pictures are the same person.
No.
Oh, okay.
No, and that's a bio woman.
Okay. Which,
in your personal opinion, would be more gay?
The ones that looks like a woman. I mean, I'm gonna.
You think it would be more gay to sleep with the one that looks like a woman?
Would it be more gay? No.
No, but that's what I'm asking. What do you think?
It would be more gay to sleep with a guy. The one that looks like a guy.
The actual guy? Oh, the one that looks like a guy.
That looks like a guy.
Okay.
Because I'm a guy.
Okay. See? And that's where I'm like, tell me the weirdest fucking shit.
So for all the listeners out there, if you see what he just showed me,
y'all can
man.
Google it. Look, y'all Google Buck Angel, take your safe search off. You'll see what I'm saying. I'm not making fun of this person.
Yeah.
It's just, it's a mind fuck to see.
Yeah.
Like
a straight man.
Right.
But with his pants off, straight female.
So that's what I'm saying. And me personally, I would choose the trans woman all day. She's pretty. She looks like a woman. Long hair.
The woman that has the penis.
Yeah. I would choose it. I go on record and I would choose that versus Buck Angel.
I would too.
Because, okay, this is where I look at it. And this is how I put it to everybody. Because, like, I've asked a few people this question. Like, just to, like, gauge what they think.
Yeah.
Who would you rather walk into a party with? Like, around, like, their waist, like y'all was dating.
Yeah.
What's going to look like? Give people the wrong idea quicker. You and Buck or you and Sammy? You and Buck.
But they got their clothes on,
yes,
though.
Clothes
so
on. Yeah.
The other people don't know.
Yeah, they don't know what they got downstairs. No. It would look more straight, not natural. More straight coming in with Sammy.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's like, and that's not even my justification. I would do it just because I think Sammy's way hotter than Buck. But Buck looks like a dude, and that's what I don't find attractive.
Yeah.
Everything manly.
Yeah.
The fucking
I'm not.
muscles.
I'm not attracted to guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not attracted to manliness. Like even women that are buff, like they work out. They can work out and be strong, but once you hit a certain like peak, my personal preference, I'm good.
Yeah.
I'm good.
More of like soft.
I love soft.
More cushion for the pushing.
I love, bro. I'll tell you this right now.
What would you call it? Femininity.
Oh yeah, it's definitely. I'm all for like feminine energy. Yeah. So would you rather date a woman with big boobs, no ass, or big ass, no boobs?
I probably say, well, because my wife, I like my wife how she is, and I'm not just saying that because she's my wife, and she probably be listening to this. She be like, "You better say what I got." No, but I'm a butt guy.
Yeah,
I am. I'm a butt guy. I'm a butt guy.
I would all day go with
because I smack a butt, pop. I smack a butt all day.
I go with a good ass with a flat chest. Mm-hmm. Like there's a Kid Cudi lyric talking about I don't want a woman just to love her assets. I still wife her up even with her flat chest. Yeah.
I mean, personally, if I look at a woman that I'll be more attracted to, I'll be like, dang, bro.
Yeah, she got I mean, don't get wrong, boobs are cool. Like, who doesn't like a fucking... Mm-hmm. Like, I'm talking about a 90-year-old woman could be like, woo, flash, and you gonna look. You ain't gonna like it necessarily, but you gonna be like, just turn your head real quick.
Yeah.
But bro, especially leggings too. Ah, man. Yeah. There's something about a nice ass and leggings.
And some leggings,
bro.
Make it shape right, make it look right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
There's something special about a nice ass and leggings. But if I had to dress a woman to my favorite look, bro, you will get me every time if you put a woman in a nice pair of fitting jeans and a black tee. I don't know why.
Yeah.
But aesthetically, it's pleasing to my eye, and it just looks good.
Yeah. So you're more attracted to just some nice fitting jeans and a plain t-shirt,
black t-shirt,
black t-shirt. Yep. That's your thing.
I don't know why, and that's I've always I'll tell every woman fuck the dress and the pantsuit, whatever. Nah. If you want if you're trying to dress up to impress me, good pair of fucking nice fitting pants and a black t-shirt.
Yeah.
Throw a cap on if you want, shoes. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
I don't know why. I love it, and that's a go-to look even for me. That you can't go wrong with a black tee and some jeans.
Yeah.
Or even some joggers or something. Mm-hmm. I don't know why, but women just look sexy in a black tee. But leggings is up there nowadays.
I'm the same. I agree with you on that. Same thing for me. I would rather for a woman just to be natural, just be herself, wear whatever makes her feel comfortable. Yeah. And something if you're dressing up all the time, with a dress on and stuff like that, I would tell them yeah, that looks nice, but you don't have to dress up like that all the time.
What if they was but I want to
that's cool.
Okay.
That's cool. That's
do you
cool.
Do you prefer a woman makeup all the time, or do you prefer a fresh face?
I prefer a fresh face.
See, I feel the same way.
But I mean, if going back to if that's what you like to do, if you like to wear makeup, then that's fine with me. But I don't like it when it's too cakey.
Yep.
You put on too much.
I like it when it looks like you're not wearing anything. Yeah. But bro, it's so weird, and I say this. We're so used to seeing women with makeup that when you see them without it, they look sick.
Yeah,
It's so weird. They look pale, their eyes look dead, but then we don't wear makeup, right?
Right.
And we look just
normal.
Right? Yeah. Is it because they wear makeup that fucks with their perspective?
Yeah, it's because you've already seen them without it on.
So then when they put it on, you're
when they put it on, you're oh, okay, yeah, it looks nice.
I don't mind a little eyeliner, and maybe foundation, but I don't like the whole a whole lot of what they call contouring, to where they shape their face in different ways.
Yeah, but you're a totally different person,
right?
Yeah, you don't even look
that's catfishing
who you are.
To me, yeah. Bro, I like a woman who can go no makeup and still be gorgeous. Yeah, natural. Make you do a double take, damn, she was fine, and you can tell she ain't have no makeup on. I'm a no makeup. I definitely don't want to take a quarter to your face and be able to fucking scrape look like fucking cake ice.
I know that's too heavy, too much, too much.
When the sun hits it and you can just see the cakeness. Ladies, personal, y'all are beautiful. I'm not gonna lie, y'all are probably the best thing walking. If it wasn't for y'all, men would fucking tear this place up.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Less is best. Just Just to be honest with you.
Just be yourself.
Yeah, I'm not gonna hold you. Like, you want to do a little eyeliner, cool. Maybe a little, like, something on the lips. Yeah. I'm not even saying lipstick, because then when y'all get to kissing her, she kiss you on the cheek, then you gotta fucking wipe that off. Yeah.
And for men, I think it's the same thing. I think, like, for some men, the way they dress it's the same thing as makeup for women. Like, a hat can be a man's makeup. But
but women will give you shit for that. They would like. You
jewelry,
that's why you gotta take your hat off.
Yeah, like anything. If you wear jewelry, that could be your makeup. Whatever type of shoes you wear. I mean, that's what I think. That's your makeup.
No, it is. It's all your, like,
whatever
you're
like.
Putting your bells and whistles on yourself to dress yourself up.
Because you'd be like, oh man, I gotta put my hat on, man, because I want to look good today. I mean, I'm gonna put my chain on because I want to look good today, or I want to wear this type of shirt because I want to look good today. It's the same thing, man.
Yeah. See, you'll rarely catch me without a hat, and like people like assume that I wear hats so much. They be like, bro, I thought you was bald. Like, to be real with you, and like I got long ass hair. Like, don't get me wrong, it's like receding and shit. Like, I'm getting old, but like
your hair receding?
Like, yeah, look at this shit. Like, it'd be like I got my little, like, what do you call it?
Oh yeah,
like my little peak thing.
Yeah, I actually got that too. You probably can't see it, but like right
the way your hair cut. No, but see, like after I wear a hat so long and lays it back, it looks funny. So I just keep wearing a hat. Because if not, bro, I got like.
That's probably the longest I've ever seen your hair. Like,
as long as I've ever had my hair. Yeah, it's getting long as fucking. I don't know what to do with it.
You know what? Let it go,
motherfucker. Look, I hope y'all are hearing this right now. Yeah. For the 2 people that called me David Spade, fuck you, okay? Fuck you and fuck you. Don't shut the fuck up. All right, fuck you and fuck Sean. Fuck all y'all. No.
I wouldn't have thought it until you said it. Now it's like, now I can't unsee it. No, I can't unsee it now.
It does. Like, I got the same fucking facial hair.
I can't unsee it now.
And like, as soon as they said that shit, like, they was like, it looks like David Spade. And like,
you do, bro.
I wanted to get mad, but in the back of my mind, I was like, they fucking right. They fucking right.
He Googled a picture of David Spade.
They sent me a fucking picture.
I do look like him, so I can't even get mad.
She sent me the picture, and she's like, well, first she said, you see what I mean? And I was like, what are you talking about? And then the picture came through, and it's fucking David Spade. I was like, I got it when you said it. Like, you didn't have to.
Did you agree, though? Was you like...
I told him, I'm
honest.
I
do look like him.
Bro, I forgot that shit.
Dude, your laugh, bro. Like, you got the best laugh I've ever heard.
I opened my shit up, and I was like, what the fuck?
Whoa. It was... It's like you cried.
I opened it up, and I was like, what the fuck was I looking at?
Man.
You a nasty
that laugh, bro. That's so funny. Nah.
Shut the fuck up. No. Fuck y'all. Fuck David Spade. That's it. That's 50-50 podcast. I'm out.
Peace, y'all.